Hello, hello, are we live? Everybody, it's time. We are reviewing and ranking the Doctor Who Series 4 specials. But as you might have noticed with the intro music and the thumbnail, we're also looking at some newer specials because right now it's relevant. The 60th anniversary is here, and I do want to talk about it. So there's today's QOTD and charity shoutout. I'll talk more about that later. Intro music's link in the description. You know, obviously, spoiler warning. We'll talk about it in order. There are some people who are scheduled to be here today. So I'm just gonna check voice chat. Sorry, and also my notes. This is oh my god, why? No, let me just fix that bit. Yeah. Yeah, I just finished a Spider-Man stream. Which is why I'm a little bit late, but hopefully that's not a problem. And yeah, it looks like we do have some people in the audience. Let's go. Alright, fellas. Come on up. Let's do this. Welcome.
Hey.
Hello, not you. Yes. Yes.
I see you changed the profile picture.
Yes, on Discord. Guys, if you look here, you can see it me, or rather it Shutigawa, the Rizzler.
Wait, I might cloak him.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, good.
But yeah, if you guys don't know who True Player and Swim Gaming are by now, I don't know what to tell you. They are tagged in the description, or will be. How you guys doing?
Oh, good.
I don't know who else is confirmed for today, so I'm just going to add you as you go. So, I actually need to go AFK and get myself a meal, because I haven't eaten in hours. So, you guys are going to host a stream for a bit. But,
Okay.
How you doing anyway? Like, just generally.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Fine.
Thrilling conversation. Fucking hell. Come on, guys. I can't do all the work. I guess I'll lay out the structure for today's stream, right, for your benefit. Basically, we're going to do a review in detail of all the Series 4 specials. And then we're going to talk about the 60th anniversary specials. And then if we've got time,
nice.
like, I might do a few more. Like, I'm going to do a big summary tier list of all the 10th Doctor episodes, for example. We'll do, like, extra stuff like that at the end if we've got time.
Yeah, I did that yesterday.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm making it as I go. But, yeah. Alright, let me sort out my background music. I knew there was something missing. I always forget something. But, yeah, I got my non-gaming playlist. Hopefully the timing's not a problem for you guys. I have been delayed.
Yeah, fine. I didn't realize
Probably
so.
have to be
I've got the rest of
20
the rest of the day.
Okay. Right, I will be right back. Stream's yours. I don't know who's watching. Maybe no one.
Alrighty.
But it's there. It's recorded.
I've got it open. Oh yeah, I think I might be the only viewer. Guys, I forgot. I've got leftover pizza from yesterday. See, Mum didn't want hers, Let's go.
and I got them mixed up. I ate Mum's pizza, but she didn't want one anyway. She changed her mind. So I've got two pizzas. It's hot and spicy. Like, I used to always default to like pepperoni type stuff, but like I'm just so bored of it now. It's like hot and spicy is my new default. I don't get enough of it.
We always get pepperoni and cheese pizzas when we have pizza. It's so boring.
Yeah.
I like that.
This music's too loud. Alright.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I was playing while I was doing the washing up from dinner today. I had Doctor Who playing on the Alexa, like Doctor Who music.
Nice. So there's not as much time pressure today.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
Time pressure.
Sorry, but yeah, I'm just saying we're only reviewing like That's why I'm doing the 60th as well. We're still reviewing the same-ish amount of episodes, but we're not gonna need quite as much time for today. So no worries about that. All right, let me open up my tier list. Here we go. I got my clickbait tier list. That's fine. Just use the same one from before. Not a problem. I've only done this because I've just not had time. Like, it's the only reason it's been structured this way. But also, you know, coinciding with the 60th, perfect. So,
wait, what?
Let's just talk about this. What is it?
Hold up. Is this like your actual tier list?
No. What did you think it was?
Okay, good.
This is my clickbait tier list. If you look at the thumbnails of all the
when he does the thumbnails for the tier list, they're never actually, you know, in the.
I always put them opposite to what I think popular opinion is. So I think popular opinion, if I had to put one in each, would be something like this. Now, obviously, the correct one. Should I screen share or?
What was on mine?
Screen share.
All right, I'll screen share. Here we go. This is a nice relaxed stream, even though there's like no one watching for some reason. I like just hanging out with you guys.
To be fair, you're gonna get like loads of viewership from me because I just have your stream open.
Same. Appreciate it. If no one watches this, it's just the boys hanging out and it happened to be recorded. That's fine. Mate, we can get away with saying more out-of-pocket things if no one's watching.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, we got nothing to hide here.
Blink sucks.
Blink mid!
Evil True will rear his head.
Okay, so I want to hear your thoughts first because my mouth is full. I need to eat. Next Doctor, what do we think?
Okay, so just as a general consensus, with the exception of the End of Time, I think each special gets progressively worse and worse. So my ranking is the End of Time Part 2, the Next Doctor, the Planet of the Dead, the Waters of Mars, and then the End of Time Part 1. Maybe Waters of Mars and Planet of the Dead are interchangeable because I thought of them just as equally.
Are they like all in S tier though?
Well,
no.
What's it? I agree with Ethan's, except I have End of Time Part 1 in second.
Okay.
And I agree the Planet of the Dead and Waters of Mars being interchangeable.
Why don't you send your tier lists in collaboration so I can just look at them? Or is it? Did you? Because you already did, didn't you? Hold on.
I didn't add one for like only specials, so.
I've gotta find. Says.
Wait,
Just
no,
reference
I think
this.
I sent.
Yeah, I got it.
I sent you my combined one yesterday as well, so.
Yeah, we'll do that later. Alright, lovely. Alright. So the next Doctor though, right? The Christmas special. I honestly think this is the best Christmas special in the Russell T Davies era. I think the Christmas specials just kind of got better as they progressed, and this one is kind of peak.
I strongly disagree.
I would put it second behind the Runaway Bride.
I'd put it second behind. Actually, no, because isn't End of Time Part 1 technically?
Oh, is that? Oh, wait, I hadn't considered End of Time. Actually, that is a Christmas special, isn't it?
For me, it's third place then.
Okay, alright.
So the End of Time Part 1 is the 2009 Christmas special, and then the End of Time Part 2 is the 2010 New Year's special.
So basically, for me, the best Christmas special was Christmas Invasion.
Interesting. That's a good choice, actually. But yeah.
Because I think I told Ethan why I like it so much before.
Yeah, you did. I just forgotten.
It just displays how good he was.
And it's like it just doesn't have flaws generally. I mean, I remember Christmas Invasion being pretty good. All right, let me lead on this one. So, next Doctor, right? What I wrote in my notes. First of all, and this obviously goes for all of them. They're 60-minute specials, which means there's more room for depth and length of narrative, which is really interesting. This, I think, is exactly what a Q Christmas special should be. Simply delightful, hitting all the right tones and emotional beats at the right times. You've got the premise and the intrigue of Jackson Lake, alright? Cyberman Miss Hartigan, Performances, writing, excellent, honestly, just all around. I really like David Morrissey, and just their whole dynamic. You remember the scene where they're being pulled up and through the building on the rope, and they're just having a laugh about it afterwards? But it's like they also have some quite intense moments where they're like sharing their trauma. It's just beautiful. Quite dynamic. But yeah, like, I thought the Cyber King sequence was incredible. Like, the CGI is actually aged decently, and it's just as a concept, and the way that it improves the stakes. I kind of wish they brought the Cyber King back somehow. Like, I thought that was awesome. Sorry. Miss Hardskin, though. Miss Hardskin gave the episode an opportunity to present themes of femininity and womanhood in the imperialist, patriarchal Victorian world, which was pretty thought-provoking and captivating in terms of, like, themes as well as the actual story. And I like that she actually just obliterates the cyber leader. That scene was immense. It was really interesting. Because otherwise it would have been a very generic battle, I think. And it gives more weight to how the Doctor actually defeats the Cybermen as well. I do have a couple issues with the episode. Rosita is super underutilized, and although I can appreciate how she's kind of like a vessel for representing sexism and racism in like the Victorian period, it would have been nice to spend more time with a character and give her more agency in the plot. Because she enhances what's already a brilliant critique of the Doctor's like treatment of humans. It's a bit patronizing. You know, he's always saying like, "Oh, Rosita, this is no place for a woman. Go back to the title." Like, whatever. It's like, damn.
Wow.
Yeah. And also, Jackson never actually flew the TARDIS. I think he should have gotten to fly the real TARDIS in the ending. That would have been awesome.
What is it called?
Because he still remembers all the stuff about the Doctor. He still remembers.
What did he call it? It was TARDIS. It was something bloody right style.
I can't remember.
Tethered aerial release, developed in style. That's one of my... that was so funny. Anyway. But yeah, the real icing on the cake for this story is its Christmas vibe, though. I can't remember where I heard this, but on Reddit, I think, because I've been on Doctor Humor a lot lately. Someone pointed out that the RTD Christmas specials really just feel like Doctor Who stories that happen to be set during Christmas at Earth, rather than actually being Christmas themed, like the Moffat ones were. But I don't think that necessarily makes it better or worse. There's just a lot of echoes of, like, A Christmas Carol. You know, you've got the funeral scenes, the child labour. But also, you know, Jackson, and how, like, he kind of represents the good in humanity, because all that, it's like the Doctor says, his bravery and his gratitude, it all comes from him, not the Doctor. And he actually does convince the Doctor to stay for Christmas dinner, which I believe he has not done since Christmas Invasion. You know, since... you know, he lost Rose. And yeah, overall, I would not change much, so I would probably give this one a 9 or 10 out of 10. I wrote 10 out of 10 here, but I think, again, Rosita, underutilized. I don't know, I didn't have any other real problems with it, to be honest.
I'd give it 8, personally.
Put it in fantastic, I might move it up.
Some of my problem I'll probably have with some of the specials is I rushed them. Like, I watched them all in one day.
Holy shit. I mean, that's not... A bit... Binging's fine, but, you know...
To be fair,
I like to take time to think about it and, like, skim back through when I'm typing up a thorough review. I don't know.
To be fair, I think I watched all of Gravity Falls in one day. That's 2 seasons, 20 episodes each, and 20 minutes per episode.
Okay, that might be worse than me.
That's mad. Literally, the last time I binged something like this was WandaVision. I watched the entire series, all like 9 episodes, in like one night, because I was gonna watch episode 1 thing, okay, now the series is over, let's finally check it out, it looks alright. It was like midnight when I started, and I just could not stop. It was so captivating. And then it was like 6 a.m. and I'd watch out the whole series. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I
haven't done anything like it since.
A few days ago, it was night. I was supposed to go to sleep. I was watching this animated series that had just finished up. I told you about it, and I got to episode 7.
Oh, yeah, was
and
that one?
it had 8 episodes in the final season, and I was going to watch the final episode, but it's an hour and 17 minutes long, and it was 3 in the morning, and I just couldn't stay up that late, so I had to wait till the next morning.
Yeah.
Was this that one with John Sim in it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it's so frustrating when you want to stay awake and keep doing something, but like your body's just like telling you to go sleep.
I forced myself to pull all-nighters just so I could do that sort of thing sometimes, but it's never good when you do all-nighters.
Yeah, see, I'm naturally inclined to stay up late. All-nighters are a bit extreme, but I have done them. But like, in the last few months, I've had a lot of last couple of weeks especially, I've had a lot of like early starts, like 6, 7, 8 a.m. So like my sleep schedule is like normal now. I can't like stay up late like I used to. I could, but I probably shouldn't.
The furthest I've ever gone, I will never do this again. No one ever should. The most I've ever done is 2 nights awake in a row.
Holy shit!
That's like.
I thought
like
one was
50...
hardcore.
Is bro ambient?
It's real. It's
Honestly,
like 50 hours without sleep.
I don't know how people can do that. Like I get to 15 hours of being awake and I start losing it. 18 hours is like a hard limit for me. Anything more is a struggle.
The most I've ever been up is like maybe 20 hours.
I think I remember as a kid one Christmas night being so excited I didn't sleep. But that means I would have been awake for like 36 hours. And I think when you're young, your whole metabolism and everything is so different. And you're also not working anywhere near as hard. So it's like you're able to do stuff like that. But I'm at the point now where like I feel like my muscles haven't grown to accommodate my weight. So it's just like, tired all the time.
This is like so weird that I remember this. But like the day I was awake for like 20 hours. I think it was like the day I joined Shrine of Abbey.
It was a warning. It's part of the prophecy. You become ambience.
Yeah.
Canyways,
okay.
If you guys don't have anything else to say, we can move on to
my
Planet
tier
of the
list
Dead.
is in the chat, the channel.
Yeah, I see it. Thank you. I'll open it in the browser. So we all agree pretty much the Next Doctor's A tier. Like it just needs a little more, but I'm trying to find. Right. Yeah. Anyway. Planet of the Dead. Then, this one seems to be the most disliked. Like it's not bad, but it's like generally it's not viewed as highly as the rest. As far as I'm aware.
The thing I have with Planet of the Dead is, I'd say I prefer it to Waters on Mars because I was bored out of my head watching Waters of Mars. But when I look back on it, I think Waters of Mars is better because it's way more important to the general story.
I guess it depends what you value in a story, because the thing about these is that the production standards are really high. I think Planet of the Dead is well up to the standards of Series 4. It just comes down to writing. It's primarily what we're talking about, but you know, it's like worth considering the others things.
Did Russell T Davies do all of them? I can't remember.
I think so. Some of them were co-written, like Waters of Mars was co-written by Peter something, I forget the names.
I can't remember if they started getting Moffat at the end of that one.
We're at the point when these Series 4 specials came out, they wanted to stay a bit longer, but I don't think they had the time or energy or resources to do a full season. So they just kind of did these kind of specials that would kind of satisfy us until the real Next Doctor, not the special, but you know, the actual Matt Smith next series. So Doctor Who fans, kind of like how we are right now, like
Gareth Roberts.
When I watched The Power of the Doctor, you know, saw the regeneration from Jodie to David again, I was so frustrated, you know, because I had to wait like a year for the next episodes with bloody David Tennant and Catherine Tate again.
Yeah, these are all co-written with Russell T, but there were different writers for Planet of the Dead and Waters of Mars. Phil Ford and Gareth Roberts, who'd done like a bunch of episodes up to this point.
I feel kind of spoiled, you know, not having watched the. I feel kind of spoiled not having watched these episodes when they came out, because I have them all, you know, readily available to watch whenever I want.
I'm sorry you missed out. It was an experience.
instead of having to wait once per week for a single episode.
Yeah. No, the weekly wait, oh my god. I literally, every single episode from Rose to the 50th anniversary, if not like twice upon a time, like I watched as it came out on Saturday every week. I was there.
Bro, I wasn't even
The TV,
alive
it
in
was-
some of them. What?
I know,
I've
it's
been
crazy.
doing-
Why are you so young? Be older.
I've been watching them live since the beginning of Jodie Whittaker's era. I know it's unfortunate, but I did. There were some good Jodie Whittaker episodes.
I watched the first series of Jodie Whittaker live and then just quit.
Yeah, I stuck with it just out of curiosity. Like, Series 11 was like, okay, that was mid, you get a bad series, we'll see what Series 12 does. Things were looking up, Timeless Child happens. I'm like, okay, I just want to know what's going to happen. What the fuck, though? And, like, when it got to the Flux, I don't think anyone else in my family was even watching Doctor Who. Like, they'd all given up by that point.
The Flux was terrible, honestly.
To this day, like, even my siblings, Tasha and Joe, who've been in these streams, because they're also pretty, veteran Who fans, like, they haven't watched, the thing with the Silurians and the pirate ship, because it was just so mid. No, it was a Sea Devil, sorry. But it was just so mid.
I'm hoping Russell will do something good with the Flux and everything that came out of Jodie's era, including the Timeless Child, because they were brought up in Wild Blue Yonder.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that, but we'll talk about it. Planet of the Dead, right? Let's just talk about Planet of the Dead. So,
Yeah.
my overall ranking of it was actually, like, 9 out of 10, I think. Like, I know it seems silly, but, like, I genuinely think we're in a period of Doctor Who where pretty much every episode is S tier. It's just kind of like, there's a few fluctuations. But this episode is way better than people give it credit for, and I'd recommend rewatching it, because Christina D'Souza is such a brilliant, like, execution of a one-time companion. She's absolutely perfect for the Doctor, although in a more chaotic way, but, like, they both actually reciprocate their kind of chaotic sides, and she has a more amoral edge. It's really unique. But also...
Chaotic, she's chaotic neutral.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And it's like, she would actually be perfect for the TARDIS team, because the two of them would improve together. But the Doctor rejects her because he doesn't want to go through the loss again. It's brilliant. Now, more generally, I think the production stuff, like the CGI, I think the wormhole, the swarm, the set design and costume, with like the Tritavores, all that was top tier. There's a good mystery, and it's gradually revealed and solved. It follows the Who formula. But the actual plot of San Helios is really, like, the least interesting part of it. Like, it's okay, but what really makes this episode is the relationship between the Doctor and Christina, and how they gradually figure out more things about each other, and kind of, like, have this, insight into it. It's great. You've also got, I think what's otherwise a fairly generic plotline is elevated by a lot of great details. You've got the iconography of the 200 bus, the return of units of Captain Magambo, who was in Turn Left. So we're seeing this universe's version of it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The Doctor's meta-reference of not doing Easter specials, because he can never find Easter since the time changes. It's a funny time travel joke. But also, Angela Barkley, Nathan Liu, and Carmen, I actually think the way ordinariness was represented in the episode was alright. And I don't mind that there wasn't a lot of room for developing these characters and giving them more detailed backstories, because actually I think the episode spends enough time on them. And kind of like, I don't know, I just appreciate, like, the little things. How, like, each one of them has a different reason for being on the bus, and it's like they're all talking about how they even got here. And then you get the Doctor, demonstrating his leadership, getting the bus ungrounded. But yeah, Carmen having psychic senses was a really creative element of the story. Anyway.
And yeah, I was gonna say, I think the one of my favorite things about the episode is the end, when Carmen, tells the Doctor, take care of yourself, he will knock 4 times.
No.
I actually kind of forgot Unit was in that one.
Bro, did you watch the episode?
Unit's just kind of all over the...
They have so much screen time.
No,
But that's the thing, yeah.
Unit is, like, for example, watching that special yesterday was so weird for me, because I'd just been watching, like, John Pertwee, where, and then they've literally got Starked out.
Times change. I mean, there's decades between that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
I like how Unit evolves, though. It's cool. But yeah, generally, Planet of the Dead. There's a lot of good gags as well. That not now I'm busy on the phone. I mean, talk about Malcolm. Malcolm is the man. We love Malcolm in this household.
Oh yeah, Malcolm.
Absolute king.
Bro making his own unit of measurement.
Yeah, right.
Bro's American for real.
100 Malcolms is a Bernard.
Literally just a representation of the American, Americans. They will use anything but the metric system.
No, it makes sense
Like-
though. Like the because it's
like
for
they
measuring a type of like energy that doesn't have a measurement, and it's like things get named after scientists. Watt, Newtons.
Malcolm's.
Yeah. It's funny that because it's his first name though. It's like that's why it's funny. But yeah, the doctor saying, I'll step into this police box and arrest myself at the end was so funny. But I do have some criticism. This episode, the bit on the Tritivore ship kind of dragged. Like, I don't know exactly how I'd change it because, like, the way the plot progressed there was good, but it just felt kind of, boring. The vent shaft sequence, where Christine's using her skills to, like, get the clamps, was awesome. But, like, the reveal of the swarm was just kind of boring. Like, it's just like, oh, it's a swarm. It's like, there's not much build-up to it. I don't know. And also, the actual CGI of the swarm was totally unrealistic. They always look like they're a few hundred meters away. They say, like, a few hundred miles away, and it's like they look way closer. It's just weird.
I swear it feels like that with, like, CGI in, like, other Doctor Who episodes that came before this.
I can't think of anything specific, but yeah.
Same.
Bro, whenever I think of Doctor Who CGI, I just think of literally the first episode. What's it?
Oh, yeah, with Mickey in the bin.
Mickey in the bin.
Dude, the Auton bin was so... No, just wow. But anyway, I also think a lot of the exposition was kind of poorly handled in this episode. Like, there's a lot of explanations for things that are very quickly hand-waved or skimmed over. Like, even by Who's standards, it's just a little too much. Like, the clamps weren't hinted at all to being anti-grav. It was just deliberately kept completely unknown, so the flying bus reveal wasn't too obvious. And it was just like, well, okay, this just feels a bit Deus Ex Machina. Like, oh, they're anti-grav. Like, just conveniently wasn't mentioned until before.
Oh my god! You two aren't gonna get this. They turned the double-decker bus into a Mario Kart.
Show us the image. Show us the source.
Yeah, well...
It's not an image, but like in the latest Mario Kart, they added a feature called anti-grav where you can the wheels turn sideways and you can stick to walls.
Right. Oh, okay.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Alright. I also think it's weird that UNIT didn't seem bothered about helping the police catch a thief, like, at all. Like, they just did not care. But yeah. This was just a really fun one-off special, and I wish we'd gotten more stuff like it. I'm going to give it good, because I think it actually does have a couple issues more in the execution than, like, the concept. But it's still a really solid episode. I think it's up to standard. It just, when compared against, stuff like The Waters of Mars. Shall we talk about that now? If you guys are ready to move on.
Yeah.
Alright, Waters of Mars, so...
My problem with Waters of Mars is it's just so damn boring.
Damn. I mean, fair enough.
I felt like it,
I disagree,
like
but...
I felt like it kind of had similarities with the Satan two-parter from Series 2.
Yeah, the Impossible Planet Satan Pit. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't actually give this thing a ranking out of 10 because I got so immersed in the writing. Like, I was writing my review of this, I was like, holy shit, this could be a continuity error video. Alright, let me explain. I'm gonna be real. I'm reading from my notes, quote word for word. I'm gonna be real. The Doctor got more character development in this single episode than he ever has done in the entirety of the show so far. Okay? The Doctor's an interesting protagonist because conceptually he's like this ancient alien, right? It would make sense that he doesn't really progress or develop compared to humans because in his long, long lifespan, he's already seen it all, done it all. He's a grounding factor in the makeup of the show. However, we have of course seen him adapt and respond to different situations over the course of the series, but this is the absolute height of rapid change for the character. This story sees the Doctor challenged with a scenario he can't solve, with people he can't save. It goes against his code, his ultimate drive to do good in the universe. But his curiosity and his helpful instincts prevent him from leaving when the opportunity finally presents itself, after he has already awkwardly arrived in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's this dilemma that strikes the heart of the Doctor's character. We see this again and again, you know, where he's like knocking his head, like, I should really go, Adelaide! And yeah, just over and over. But the thing is, this powerful drive to do the righteous thing, to never be a bystander, combined with a lack of companions to challenge him, that he is rejected due to guilt, as we saw last episode, and the knowledge that his death is also a fixed point in time. You know, he says, like, you know, 4 knocks, I don't hear 4 knocks, right? So I'm good. All of this leads to some self-reflection, and it has this fantastic sequence after Ed blows up the ship, and he's in the space outside. He has this amazing self-reflection. The music is just sublime. He's the last of the Time Lords, and the Time Lords are the reason these fixed points and rules about time even exist. So why does he have to follow the rules of these people if he's the only one left? And then, you know, enter Time Lord victorious. It's... Yeah, I didn't even write anything else. No, I did. I just broke it up. Sorry, Swim, have you got to go?
Yeah, I'll probably be back later.
Alright, I should be here for like another 2 hours or so.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Anyway,
I was gonna say, I'm browsing my YouTube notifications, and all I see in my what I see at the top is Jacksepticeye uploaded clearing my wiki feed page.
Sorry.
At the top of my subscription box, I see Jacksepticeye uploaded reviewing my wiki feet page. You know
Subhumans?
that, right?
Sorry, I actually don't.
Basically, it's a wiki page of famous people's feet.
Ayo? Run that one by me again.
It literally exists as a real website that is just pictures of famous people's feet. I'm just gonna type out the entire link. There you go.
Anyway, just messing with you. Back to Junior. If you don't know anything about Doctor Who, I'm not sure why you'd watch this. Maybe you should watch Doctor Who. Just saying, banger show. But your choice. Thanks for coming in. Anyways, point is, right, you've got this whole Time Lord Victorious thing, and it's absolutely phenomenal, because there's never been character development for the Doctor quite like this, where we actually see his identity challenged in a way that makes him change. Basically, it's a villain arc. That's an oversimplification, but, like, it's a villain arc, and it's just incredible. I'll just go on with the rest of my review. I'll just tell you what I put, because I wrote paragraphs. Like, I wrote pages of this. But, you know, rambling aside, the episode was excellent. Soundtrack, as always, cinematography really stood out. There were excellent creative decisions to enhance the emotional impact of various scenes. You've got, like, the webpage news, flashes, and the slow-mo. You know, writing was also top-notch. This plot flowed well throughout and took its time over the important moments. At this point, there have been quite a few Base Under Siege episodes. And, you know, we've always got this new set of human crew members, but I feel like the Barry Base 1 crew were pretty much what they needed to be, you know, all developed to find enough to fulfill their roles and raise the stakes of the story, particularly Ed. He had this turbulent relationship with Adelaide and this bittersweet sacrifice, and it's like his death creates the shift in turn of the story, because that's when we get the Time Lord Victorious. Given that Yuri and Mia survived, however, I really felt like they should have had a lot more to say and do, especially in the ending. Like, seeing Mia horrified by the TARDIS, rather than in awe, like companions usually are, was a really interesting and sharp breakaway from the Doctor's usual experience, and it really enhanced the tension and angst of that scene. And he even expects thanks, which may be a result of getting congratulated in the last 2 episodes, further boosting his ego. Again, the way the arc is actually built in these is great. Like, the Christmas... Next Doctor and Planet Dead both end with the Doctor receiving applause, and it's just interesting how there's a kind of continuity there. But also, can't go without mentioning Lindsay Duncan's performance as Adelaide Brooke. She is excellent. Line delivery, kind of character development, all the subtlety and expression, really, really good stuff. Hugely dramatic and tragic. The way it ties into the Stolen Earth facing her own mortality and defying the godlike power of the Doctor in such a disturbing way. Like, I remember watching that as a kid and thinking, holy fuck. Because I did understand that she shot herself to maintain the timeline, but it's like, that's dark for Doctor Who. And yeah, it's just incredible. It touches on important themes, the imagination of parahumanity, time and history, and you finally get that moment at the end where the Doctor's like slammed in the face with the consequences of his egotistical ambitions, and it's like, have I gone too far? I will say though,
Sigma appears again at the end.
Yes, he does. I will say though, there are a couple of things I would change. The episode never really delved into eye inconsistency with the flood. Like, it's literally pointed out that some of the possessed crew members' eyes are normal, but it's never explained why that is or what that means. We never really get dialogue between the flood and the Doctor. They can talk, we see this, but they choose not to, and it's just kind of underwhelming. You could also pretty much remove Yuri from the ending and little would change. And again, I think more could have been done with the relationships between all the crew members. Like, the subtlety of Mia and Roman's romance was pretty good, but I'm not sure what the deal with Ed and Adelaide was. And it's like, I don't even remember all their names, but the lady, the blonde lady with the ponytail, who is like German or Austrian, she has a moment before she like gets taken by the flood, seeing her like children sing to her on the TV or something, and that was really impactful. But it's like, not a lot goes on with, I don't know. I like how they're all killed off in unique ways though. Like, Ramon is like one drop, and like that one was, yeah, tragic. But these are mostly minor complaints. The actual story and execution was pretty much perfect as is. I gave this one a 9 out of 10. Honestly though, I think it deserves the S tier. If there is a goated episode, it's Waters of Mars. I don't get why you guys ranked it a bit lower, so please. I mean, some said it was boring.
Yeah, I kind of get where he's coming from, to be honest. Half the episode was kind of a slog for me as well. The only, the only thing that I was really, pointed out to me was the Time Lord victorious.
Right, and that's only like 2/3 in, yeah.
Yeah, the laws of time are mine, and they will obey me.
To be fair, I see where you're coming from. But for me, the kind of baseline story of the flood is still really interesting. Like, it ties in with, like, the Ice Warriors. And the fact that it's on Mars and it's close to Earth. I don't know. I like the premise of Barry Base 1 and the stakes. But the episode really gets good when the Doctor and Adelaide have that conversation about the future and when she reveals, like, what happened the night of the stolen Earth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do find it interesting that the Doctor finally decides that, he has control of all time and space. He has that power now that he's the only one left. And without... This is probably the closest the Doctor's come to going insane.
Well, this is the thing.
Without Adelaide Brooke there, he probably would have gone over the edge.
Yeah.
He probably would have become another master.
Yes, exactly. And that ties into something from End of Time Part 2. He says, you don't have to, own it, just to see it. The privilege of seeing. What does he say? That's owning enough.
That's ownership enough.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, he was going down the same route as the Master, basically. And, it's fascinating. Because this, like, sure, okay. I like the base story with the flood, but there were some issues with it. You can't deny though, there hasn't been a character, analysis or a character critique or deconstruction of the Doctor this good in like a long time. Like, if ever, I don't know. Like, this episode is one of a kind, and actually, it reminds me, it's up there with like Breaking Bad in terms of writing. I'm not joking, because the complexity and the dilemma of, like, what is right and wrong in this situation have actually led to some genuine arguments online. I was in, I think it was a YouTube comment section, and I saw someone write out paragraphs explaining why they thought, actually,
the Time Lord Victorious is right, and it should have been a positive development for the Doctor, but the way it's portrayed kind of pissed them off, which is why they didn't like how Russell T directed it. Because essentially the Doctor's doing what he's always tried to do without the shackles of, you know, the Time Lords with their, you know, corrupt bureaucracy. And I don't know, there was more to it, but it was really interesting to think that actually, yeah, some people have very wildly different opinions on this.
Yeah.
I mean,
what else?
The counter argument is obviously that, you know, these rules exist for a reason. The Doctor was on a power trip, and, you know, he's just going to cause more problems by breaking fixed points in time.
Yeah, I kind of, I don't know if it ties in to the Impossible Astronaut or if it's just like a funny callback. But when River is in the astronaut suit, you know, alters the fixed point where the Doctor's supposed to die.
Yeah.
Fixed points can be rewritten. No, they can't. Who told you that?
Yeah. That came up in my recommended YouTube shorts. I keep getting Doctor Who clips now because I've been doing all this stuff. But yeah, alright, fair enough. Definitely wouldn't rank Waters of Mars Below B. Now, you put End of Time Part 1 in
the
B.
End of Time Part
Swim put it in
Part
A.
1 was just kind of like, I feel like this episode should have been just one part because it's a bit too slow.
Okay. Sorry.
Like the stuff with Wilf is nice, but like really that's it. It just kind of goes all over the place, you know, with the Master's failed resurrection and him, you know, being half zombie and eating all those people.
Yeah.
And then, you know, him splitting himself into the human race right at the end of the episode. The Time Lords, you know, only making us think that they're going to return. Just kind of a bit slow. Although maybe for these plot points, the 2 parts was necessary.
Too slow paced, huh? Yeah. I think it did need, because if it was 1 part, it would be like 2 hours long. This was a long episode, and I like that the slower pace was an option for these stories, especially since it's like the last. But yeah, you got a point, because I actually ranked this surprisingly low. I was surprised, but here's the thing, okay? So my notes, it says golly in block caps. That was the first thing I wrote. Phenomenal episode for the same reasons as above. Won't repeat myself with the tsunami of praise I could give for this episode to everything. So let's talk about specifics for this story. At this point, I think any of my praise for things like production and technical stuff should go as read, because like they didn't really drop the ball, except with 1 or 2 things, which I'll mention. But it's like at this point, I'm just talking about the writing, because it's the only difference between the episodes and anything that's different in quality. So, Wilf being back and being the main companion, with Bernard Cribbins listed in the titles, fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure of all New Who episodes, this is the only episode, along with Part 2 of The End of Time, where the antagonist's name is actually in the title credits.
Yeah, it is. Interesting choice.
Also, this is the only episode that's named Part 1 and Part 2, aside from Spyfall in Series 12.
Oh yeah, like they don't have different names. It's just the same thing with one name.
Usually they just go with different names for 2-parters, like Evolution of the Daleks in Manhattan, Bad Wolf Parting of the Ways, you know, just anything else.
I guess I just didn't have any better ideas than End of Time. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, the way the Donna situation was handled, I thought was both comedic and touching. As you know, it's just I love the Noble family. But yeah, Wilf's own character being this other old soldier, his relationship with the mysterious woman, and his secret network of old people really gave him a lot of power, agency, and relevance to the plot. Like he wasn't just around to follow the Doctor. Like Wilf was doing his own thing, and I respect him so much. Also, I didn't even mention, but Minnie the Minx. Oh my god, what a hilarious addition to his
Minnie
like old crew. She's a menace.
Is that
absolute menace?
Is that her official nickname?
That's what I remember. She sexually harasses the Doctor. All right, she's a menace. I think the choice to have Timothy Dalton's narration throughout the episode as well, with each part revealing more. The fact that he's in the universe character when he appears halfway through, then the reveal at the end that, you know, it's the Time Lords. That was super impactful. The performances were all around great, but kudos to Dalton for his presence despite such little screen time. It has to be said, though, for all the great things it did, you know, the plot, the pacing, all of that was just great. Great acting, as always. I think I see now why some people dislike End of Time. It's really not as perfect as you think it might be, okay? Despite having 60 minutes of screen time to play with, there are more than a few holes in the writing. There's convenient deus ex machinas, a lot of details that are skimmed over, and hand-waved without proper explanation. The most obvious one is the Master's Revival. What the Books of Saxon are, why they exist, presumably written by the Master, how he created a cult following with this secret contingency plan, how these potions, literal magic, led to the whole situation playing out as it did, never explained. They're just kind of hand-waved. Like, clearly his revival process went wrong, but are his superpowers a side effect of Lucy's potion or an intended part of his new form? I think the idea of a superpowered master is really cool, but it adds nothing to the plot and is never addressed. Like, he can shoot lightning from his hands now? Why?
I think you know, where they got the DNA from Lucy's lips, I think that was a similar thing to what Doctor did with Martha and Smith and Jones, the genetic transfer.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that. I've heard some people say, but no, it's a Time Lord thing.
This might also tie into that short that came between Series 7, The Night of the Doctor. No, not The Night of the Doctor. No, it was The Night of the Doctor, where the Sisterhood of Khan gave him that potion to regenerate himself.
Yeah. I need to be a warrior. God. Paul McGann's Doctor is so underrated. I wish we could just get a season with his Doctor.
Yeah, he's only appeared here and there in like throughout New Who, and we only got the Doctor Who movie.
Imagine with like the Whoniverse now, we get a spin-off, just one series with the 8th Doctor.
Yeah.
That'd be so good. Like I kind of like Series 0. That's a prequel to Series 1. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Although
anyway.
I would kind of like, although it's obviously not going to happen because Chris Eccleston's rocky relationship with DC. I would kind of like to see what Chris Eccleston's Ninth Doctor was doing before he met Rose. But obviously, he was hanging around a bit before he actually met Rose.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure it matters, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, there's another plot hole in End of Time Part 1, the dreams. How come Wilf remembers them and nobody else does? I would assume maybe it was to do with the Dr. Donner, but like it's never actually answered. I
would assume it's kind of like the TARDIS affecting his brain, because he and actually no, scratch that, forget what I said, because Wolf has never travelled in the TARDIS up until this point.
I was gonna say, like, what? Evidence?
I forgot, because this is the first time he actually gets into the TARDIS.
Yeah, I love how they address that. We'll get to that. The Master, though, it's implied that he used the Immortality Gate to plant the dreams into everyone's minds, because as soon as he's there, everyone starts having the visions again. But there's no explanation for how that travels back in time to before it got there, because the dream started, like, weeks ago. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Also, how does the Doctor actually know the knock 4 times thing is specifically about his death? Like, I guess he's clever enough to link it to the "your song is ending" metaphor. Because I rewatched the scene with Carmen's dialogue in Planet of the Dead, and it's not immediately clear that he will knock 4 times means that's your, like, death knell. But plot, I guess.
Being called.
Okay. Well,
one more thing. I want to say one more thing. In the Sarah Jane adventures, in the episode "The Wedding of Sarah Jane," which the 10th Doctor appears in,
I remember I've watched it.
When he faces the Trickster, he mentions the gate. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't remember. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll see you in a minute, dude. Oh my god. Oh, that's spicy.
Alright, I'm back. I wasn't needed after. Okay, so yeah, in that Sarah Jane Adventures episode, when the Doctor comes face to face with a trickster, the Doctor mentions something about the gate, and the Doctor has no idea. So obviously, I mean, obviously the two shows are linked because, you know, Sarah Jane Adventures, you know, and so I'm thinking that episode, it's obviously after Journey's End because the Doctor's on his own at that point. And I'm gonna guess it's probably before the waters of Mars.
I just inhaled one of the spiciest peppers. I'm dying again. Live on camera. Oh wow. I need to use my inhaler. You just keep talking. I'm fine. Oh god. Ooh, so spicy. Oh my god.
I do need to watch Torchwood. Now that I've watched series 1 to 4 in full, I think now's the right time to start watching those spin-off shows.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, man. The problem is, I'm white. I can't handle this much spice. My DNA. I'm too Caucasian. Oh, man. Alright, jokes aside, though. I was going through End of Time Part 1 plot holes. Because, yes, very interesting they mentioned the game. I need to rewatch that. But also, I said that, to be fair, in some kinds of stories, such as this, I can appreciate prioritizing character development and stakes over having everything 100% make sense. This episode certainly skips over the setup to get into the plot ASAP, but it feels unbalanced this time. See, in previous seasons, such as 3, every single MacGuffin and plot device was not only explained, but detailed in entire episodes running up to the finale. This time, though, there's a lot of things that sort of just happen because the story demands it. Especially the Master's, like, whole revival sequence, because it's like, it skims over so much stuff. Like, we should have spent more time exploring, like, the Cole and Lucy Saxon. Like, these guys just appear and then it's like the Knights of Ren in the sequels. Like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Excuse me. God. Spice is too strong. Oh, man. One thing I really like, though, is this idea of temporal relativity. Things happening long ago are happening now. It's fascinating. And it's a really solid explanation for a lot of the contrived moments in Who, because it can accommodate every single time the Doctor has ever been late, despite literally having a time machine. And the whole idea that time is in flux, and therefore can be rewritten. It's a non-linear, wibbly-wobbly version of time that's really unique to Who, and I wish it was explored further. Like, we never think about how long it takes from the TARDIS to get from A to B. Like, is it minutes, is it hours? It kind of depends, right, on where it's going. But yeah, this was a solid part 1 with perfect music, camera work, direction, pacing, stakes, and performances. Sim is brilliant. I love this, like, insane version of the Master. I think it's a really fun character development. Yeah, you know, King of the Wasteland. Like, that whole scene was beautiful. When he realizes that the drumbeat has been real this whole time, that was impactful. But there are issues with the writing that bring it down a notch, and for that, I only gave it an 8 out of 10. So that's my list so far.
Yeah, what else do I have to say?
In fact, with my original ranking, I actually put Planet of the Dead above End of Time Part 1. But, you know, I think, to be fair, it's a very ambitious episode.
It's just this isn't just at the end of time part one specifically, but like the entire series 4 specials. I just feel like there's something missing compared to, you know, the actual series 4.
I'm tempted to do this actually, because I had way more issues with the plot with End of Time Part 1. I'm gonna be that guy, just because I want to be so quirky and different. But yeah, just with the specials in general, you think they were lacking something?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't want to say it's the companion because the episodes do good without the companions, but
well, they all have
No,
one-time companions, and I think they work.
yeah, I know one-time companions, but like a constant companion runs throughout the entire thing. The closest we got to that was Wilf, who appeared in both parts at the end of time.
Yeah. I like the Doctor being alone though. I think it explores his character in a unique way.
I think the Doctor. I think the
Especially in
10th
Wars of
Doctor
Mars.
being. I think the 10th Doctor specifically being alone is more impactful because he's the most human Doctor and what he's been through at this point in his time. It just affects him deeply. So, like his conversation with Wilf in the cafe. I think that's a really, really good.
That was so raw, man.
I think that's my favorite part of part one, because it's two war veterans, you know, just
The old
talking
men.
about.
And it's like, yeah, the weight of their discussion, the Doctor, like, being honest with Wilf and actually, like, tearing it up, which we've never, basically haven't seen him do since, what, the Master died? Or the appeared to die in Last of Time Lords?
What else?
That was the only other time he ever cried that I can think of. And then also, you know, Wilf being like, go out there, go to Donna. She needs you.
Yeah.
But yeah, End of Time Part 2, though. If you're ready.
Oh, End of Time Part 2. This is where things get good.
Okay.
I think
Swim put it in... You put it in S, and Swim put it in S++++++.
I'm not sure what he. I'm not sure what he finds an episode to put it like S+++++.
He just thinks it's perfect, basically.
I do think it's S tier though. The last
Excuse me.
The last 20-30 minutes alone are S tier, but there are some parts, you know, sprinkled through the episode that I do think are worthy of S tier. Like like how I mentioned in part 1, the scene with Wilf and the Doctor in the cafe.
Yeah.
The scene with Wilf and the Doctor, you know, while the Doctor's trying to fix up the ship while they're staring above the Earth.
Yes.
When they're talking about their experiences.
Oh god,
with war.
yes. Scenes like that. Okay, so I actually didn't finish writing my notes for End of Time Part 2. But that's fine, because I literally watched it earlier today. So, yeah. I'm going to just read out. The first thing for my notes was, I have honestly not cried this much rewatching anything. I said any episode, but I can't remember the last time I cried this much rewatching something. The emotional strength and impact of this one was absolutely huge, and the stakes were immense. You got the Doctor, the Master, Wilf, and Rassilon, who were all incredible in both writing and performance. Music and cinematography were up to a high standard as always. Donna's situation was handled sensibly, you know, for a show like this. And overall, this was an excellent episode. Like, I like the threat of Donna remembering, and then it turns out, actually, yeah, she's got this defense mechanism. You know, the Master, you know, owning Earth. And, you know, the escape, the stuff on the Vinvoce ship. I will admit, like part 1, this episode's not perfect. The CGI is mostly very good. If you look at the Vinvoce ship and the Earth, they look really nice. But some shots, like the Master's Beijing army, literally look like 2D cutouts. Like, the green screen shots, it's kind of noticeable, and it's especially a problem there, but oof.
They're like the clones in that near the end scene of Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, but the CGI was way better in the prequels.
In Attack of the Clones, there isn't actually a single, you know, real clone. They're all CGI. Dude,
that blew my mind, finding out that the first live-action clones in official Star Wars were in, like, the Disney TV shows, and that everything was CGI in Revenge of the Sith, because they look more realistic. It's weird.
Yeah.
They look so good. I couldn't believe... They did have some, like, physical actors, I think, but, like, they were still CGI'd with the armor and stuff. Like, it's unbelievable. I think it was an animation reference. They did like mocap. But anyway, now I gotta say, I'm a bit disappointed in the Vinvoci. Like, they exist to move the plot forward. They give us a brilliant action sequence, you know, at the end where he's flying back to Earth. But it's like, there's a lot of finer details I think could have been handled better. Like, it's still kind of unclear who they are and why they're on Earth. Like, you can piece it out, they came to salvage the Immortality Gate, but it's like, who are the Vinvoci race? Why are there only 2 of them to pilot this massive ship? You know? And then it's like, the Doctor surviving the fall into Naismith's mansion from that height is just unbelievable. Like, surely that would require regeneration, you know?
Fourth Doctor can't survive a fall from an electricity tower. 10 can survive a fall through glass onto a hard-ass floor.
Like, how the fuck? Like, that was just superhero bullshit. Like, there was no explanation for that. And also, Wilf is dropped off camera, and the Vinvoci aren't really given any farewell. They're sort of just, they're out of the episode all of a sudden. Like, I remember thinking on my first watch, like, wait, were we not seeing the space cacti again? No. Again, it just feels like they were really there for plot reasons, to rescue the Doctor and Wilf, and to, like, have the spaceship be in the story, and I don't know. I feel like they could have... They're just kind of there, and they're not really linked much to the actual story, and then they, like, kind of disappear before the ending, so they're just kind of forgotten about. I don't know. I feel like they could have been a bit more done with the Vinvoci, but I get that they weren't the focus of the episode, and there wasn't a whole lot of room for more important things. But yeah, I think the way in which the Doctor and Wilf get back to Naismith's mansion was a bit ridiculous, especially that fall. Plot convenient events I don't have a problem with, however, are basically all the Time Lord stuff. They've been portrayed as next to godhood for decades, and there's enough implications about their civilization to justify Rassilon being able to disintegrate people or reverse time to undo every human being turned into the Master just with his, like, gauntlet. Like, that's fair enough. I just think the presentation of the Gallifreyans with their costumes and the acting and even the planet Gallifrey CGI, perfect. Yeah. Wouldn't change a thing. The image of the planet in the sky again, the way it calls back to Stolen Earth was just... And Sylvia's face, like, man, that whole... Yeah, that was perfect.
Sylvia, I think Sylvia has just kind of gone better and better, you know, compared to Series 4, then the Series 4 specials, and now the 60th anniversary specials.
Yeah, awesome character, like, great foil, I think, to Wilf and the Doctor.
I think my all-time favourite moment from Sylvia is the Star Beast. When the Doctor knocks on the door, her reaction is so volatile. You.
That's so funny. Yeah, even in this episode, she's like, you know,
I love
like, you can't be here. Merry Christmas.
But
yes, but
Merry Christmas. But she can't hear. She can't see you. What if she remembers? I just love the casual exchange between British people. They still have to say Merry Christmas, even though they're not quite friendly to each other.
And then also, like, when they go, she's like, "Get back here right now!" And I was like, "Are you yelling at the wind?" She's like,
Are you shouting at?
Yes.
Are you shouting at thin air?
That was it. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, it's just immaculate. It's so funny. But yeah, aside from all that, what else is there to say? The pacing was pretty spot on. This episode never got boring, but took its time over the important moments.
Did we actually fully talk about the scene with Wilfred and the Doctor, or did I miss that?
We didn't. Let's talk more about it. Like, the running themes of destiny, fate, death, and morality were brilliantly executed. I like how, yeah, in that scene with the Doctor and Wilf, it's like, Wilf keeps trying to find new ways to convince the Doctor to take the gun, and he keeps pushing it back. It shows, like, how after realising what he was doing in Waters of Mars with Time Victorious, he's absolutely determined to stick to his principles now. And it's like, you know, like, Wolf makes the argument, you know, Master's gonna kill you, kill him first. He's like, and that's how he started. And then he's like, don't you dare put him over, you know, the 6 billion people, because obviously killing the Master breaks the link. And the Doctor's still like, I can't. I just can't. And then the White Point Star was revealed, and he just grabs the gun, and he's looking at it, and he just goes. And it just... that shows, rather than telling, just how scary the Time Lords are. And it's like, they are way beyond anything else the Doctor's fought, and it's awesome. It's such a brilliant, such a great way to raise the stakes, but also develop the characters. It's like, man, the Doctor's really being pushed here to his absolutes.
The part right before that though, where Wolf's talking about his war experiences, him skinny little idiot in Palestine.
Oh yeah,
the
mandate, the end of the Palestine man. Oh my god, yeah.
I think that's because Bernard Cribbins was actually, he actually fought in the war in Palestine.
I don't know too much about it, but this is like a little after World War II, I think. This is like the 40s, 50s. Because that's when the British Empire was basically collapsing around them. Do you know about the Suez Crisis?
I do not.
1958, I want to say. It was late 50s, I can't remember exactly, but basically, one of the reasons that the USSR was able to get away with just invading Hungary to keep them in check, because they were starting to break away from the Warsaw Pact, the communist bloc in the east of Europe. Basically, the US was distracted because they had to clean up Britain and France's mess in Suez. The Suez Canal, as you might know, is the most important shipping route in the world. It's this man-made canal that was dug out in like the 1800s through the Middle East. I think it's in Israel. I can't remember. But anyways, it means that people don't have to go around the entire African coast. And basically, Britain and France made an absolute mess, trying to cling onto what vestiges of their empires were left. They collaborated, I think, with. It wasn't Israel and Palestine, it was Israel and Syria, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, it was basically this major embarrassment for them, and the United States had to basically come in and clean up, because they were the only post-war power with the money and resources able to do that. And it absolutely humiliated them, but it meant that their attention was taken off the Soviets for a couple of weeks. Anyway, I'm rambling. I just love history. But anyway, it's I'm not remembering the details, but it's such a cool tie-in. But the mandate, that was, I think, like a decade earlier. That was to do with kind of. Well, the Middle East is met. Let's not get into it now.
So Wolf is talking about his war experiences, and then he thinks the Doctor doesn't want to hear about an old man's stories.
God, dude. Go on.
He tells Wolf he's older than he is, even though he doesn't look it.
Yeah.
The small exchange after that, we must look like insects to you. I think we look like giants.
Yeah. Their dynamic is so beautiful. Like, Wilf generally is just amazing, but I love how faithful he is to the Doctor. Like, he's not just charmed by the magic of it all like Rose was, but like he genuinely sees him for the hero he is, and he has so much respect for him. And like how it's gradually been built up since like Runaway Bride, pretty much. But Wilf. I can tell you the exact moments water started pouring out of my eyes when he says, like, I'd be proud if I was his father, when the Master has him like tied up, when he's like, I didn't cry at this bit, but like when he sees the TARDIS and reacts, it's like, I thought it'd be cleaner. That was funny, and I like how it's like the show remembered. Oh yeah, it's your first time, and then him seeing the Earth in space and just like sharing a story. Dude, that was, I actually like never tear up at this kind of stuff, but it was like, oh my god, it's taking me back to 2009.
I didn't cry at this episode. I like not a single bit.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised that I did either. I don't know why. I did not think I was that emotionally attached to this, but it was just like, I think it's just Wilf. He just has like huge, cute old man vibes, and he kind of reminds me of my dad in a big way. So I don't know. Like, I think I almost see him and me in the show somehow. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, very. I don't know. Just very impactful. And what was the other thing? Yeah, the asteroid laser sequence was fun. Oh yeah, Tennant's performance shines. After the whole sequence with Rassilon the Master, where he's flipping the gun, I love the way that was resolved with him sticking to his principles by breaking the link without killing someone with the white point star in the machine. That was, again, brilliant. And the Master actually just going with the Time Lords back into hell because he wants his revenge. That was just a very fitting end for the character, very well written. But also, Tennant's performance after realizing he will knock 4 times as Wilf, after all that, he's like, I'm alive, and then it's the way the music has that kind of like stomach drop feel, and it's like and the way it was foreshadowed as well with like the one-way case. It's like, Wilf, no, don't go in there. But yeah, Tennant's performance in his like last moments before he goes and absorbs the radiation is so dramatic. Like, they really pushed his character to the limits, and I think it's amazing. Like, we actually see like quite a bitter side of the Doctor, and it's like, it's not fair. What? That's because that's who you are, Wilf. You know, it's like, you're not important, but you know, live too long. It's just perfect. And then, you know, the whole concept of his reward to collect my I've seen some people criticize this for being overly sentimental and kind of like over the top, but when you think about the trajectory of the 10th Doctor and what specifically the Doctor's gotten up to post Time War, it perfectly tracks. I actually really liked and how cleverly it was handled and how succinctly, because it wasn't too drawn out. Like, they took time, basically got time to say goodbye to everybody and find out what happened post Journey's End, you know?
Two things I want to say. That the reward scene is not just you know what you said. It's also symbolic of the end of the era. You know, we're having to say goodbye to all these faces we've seen, but most of them we're never going to see again.
Yeah.
And number 2, it was revealed in the Death of the Doctor that another Sarah Jane episode, but the Doctor didn't just go and see the faces that he saw on screen. He went and saw every single one of his companions.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dude, my spice tolerance.
I can tolerate spices decently.
Yeah, I just got like a few tissues in the pizza box here. Just we'll set up. Yeah, the what was I gonna say? Yeah, I actually didn't know that because I was thinking in my head he might have gone and seen a couple more companions that aren't shown on screen here, from this era. But you know, they got all the main ones from like Journey's End, pretty much. You know, the Children of Time.
Yeah,
but yeah, he actually went and saw like everyone.
Yeah, because in that Sarah Jane episode, Joe Grant actually appears, and Joe Grant and the Doctor actually have a bit of a catch up.
I remember, yeah.
Well,
but it's like
which by that time the Doctor was in his 11th regeneration, so it was Matt Smith, which is actually it's pretty much the closest we're ever going to get to a Russell T Davies written episode of the 11th Doctor.
He wrote an episode Matt Smith was in. Yo.
Yeah, the episode of Sarah Jane that Matt Smith appeared in as the 11th Doctor, that was written by Russell T Davies.
All right, nice. Only other thing I really wanted to mention was what was I going to say? Yeah. Sorry.
So
the whole mess. So the whole ending of End of Time. I think it's like kind of beautifully tragic, and I think it's the kind of intensity of it is justified, because at this point it had been like 5 years of New Who, and obviously it was this big turnover happening. Russell T was leaving. I don't know if Julie Gardner and the rest of like the producers were leaving. Tennant was leaving. All of the other actors. Like, it was basically a whole turnover. There were some people staying, but not everyone. But I like that we just got to see kind of like what happened to all the companions in the end. Martha ending up with Mickey, I think, is a really interesting choice that that seems kind of random, but it's like, I guess that what else was left for them, you know, because Martha goes freelance after Journey's End. It's implied that she joined Torchwood, left unit. Apparently she's in Torchwood, maybe? I don't know, but I assume she must have been.
She is in an episode of Torchwood, one of the series 2 episodes.
Nice. But, you've also got Sarah Jane with Luke, because the Sarah Jane Adventures was still going at this time. And you've got Captain Jack in this random Star Wars type alien bar. I would love to see Doctor Who do more Star Wars stuff.
He's in the cantina, the Mos Eisley cantina. With
I would love to see Doctor
Who.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of that Doctor Who, like Star Wars, like cantina stuff, because that was so cool. And the way he just kind of, because with the others it's all really solemn, and it's like the music's playing, and you just give him the look like this is goodbye. But then with Jack, he's just like a little bit of a smirk. His name's Alonzo, and it's like, oh yeah. First of all, Alonzo was not expecting to see him again. Yeah. Second of all, him and Jack, that's fun. That's funny.
Yeah. Okay, so that.
And then last but not least,
Wait. So that point in time where Jack's at the bar, he's just alone. I think, from what I've heard, I've not watched Torchwood, but all of his Torchwood team are just I think they've all died at that point, so he's just all on his own.
He's like in the future and outer space. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure at that point, it's all after Torchwood is finished, like the final episode and such. Also,
yeah, I don't know Torchwood, but yeah, the obviously, like he's immortal, so that could be like centuries in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably outlive Alonzo and everything.
The music that plays in the cantina, the cantina. I'm just going to call it cantina. The music that plays in the cantina is apparently the same music that Tallulah was singing in Daleks in Manhattan.
You put the devil in me. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da. It's a banger. It goes hard. My bad angel. That one I was actually stuck in my head as a kid. I just want to cross-dress as Tallulah and get on stage now. Anyway, but jokes aside, I also forgot to mention, I was surprised. What a nice twist to include. Obviously, you got, Donna's right off, but we've seen, Wilf and Sylvia towards the end. You've got Martha, Mickey, Jack, and then Verity Newman.
Verity Newman, the granddaughter of Joan Redfern.
Dude, that was such a surprise. I completely forgot that scene existed, and it was really interesting that she got included, because I would never have expected it. But yeah, I like there's a kind of happy ending with that, yeah. And it's like, was she happy in the end? And yeah, and then New Year 2005. Oh my gosh, that was clever. Like, what a clever way to take it
incorporate
back.
Rose
and incorporate Rose and Jackie in, yeah. That was really clever, having him go back before the start and link the start to the end. Have you're gonna have a really great year, whatever he says.
I think in this really beautiful way, you can just watch the entire Russell T Davies era over and over again.
It just loops back. You just go back and follow Rose after that. Yeah. And I gotta say, this episode made Planet of the Ood a lot more important again as well, because I figured Ten's been holding off his regeneration for a long time, which is why it collapses, because by holding it off, he's killing himself, because, Time Lords can do that. We saw it again in Last of the Time Lords. A Time Lord can suppress their regeneration and just force themselves to die.
And we saw
basically
it, we saw it
again
we saw it again in the last few episodes of Series 10, where Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor, he held off his regeneration for so long.
That image of him digging his hands into the snow while, knelt, that is, ingrained in my mind. He's like, no more. But yeah, but having the Ood sing him to sleep, bittersweet, but absolutely perfect. He finds the strength to just get back to the TARDIS, get into space, and boom, I don't want to go. But yeah, because I've seen people talk about this in lengthier ways online. I don't think I've appreciated until recently just how fast and traumatic the 10th Doctor's life was. He was a real Mayfly Doctor, in that he was only in that incarnation for 6 years, including
6 years.
Meta-Crisis. 2 years, if we count the Stolen Earth Journey's End regeneration. It was 4 years and then 2 years, because he's 906 by End of Time, but he's 900 and he's 900 in Series 1, 901, by Christmas Invasion. So it's this Doctor was not around for long, and he was constantly going through trials and tribulations, trying to overcome an immense amount of guilt and trauma, while also going through, you know, losing everyone he loves and all these other kinds of things. And it's like, actually, if you look at the big picture, you can see that Russell T had a plan, and it's like things like the Time Lord Victorious and the, you know, sentimental, like, I don't want to go. It's totally justified within the plot. Now I gave this a 9 out of 10 overall because I think I added a few nitpicks, but honestly, I'm gonna give End of Time Part 2 the GOAT tier. I think it deserves it. It's up there. And I mean, to be honest, I might put Next Doctor in GOAT, because I was originally saying GOAT tier, and the Next Doctor's a fun episode that I would love to rewatch. Waters on Mars is a scary, it's basically a Halloween special, even though it's like set in like late November. Like, I would not want to rewatch these quite so much. Next Doctor I would love to rewatch over and over. But,
yeah, same.
End of Time is very nostalgic for me, because I remember watching that live and just how much of an experience it was to see the end of an era. It was like, Doctor Who was never quite the same after it. Which leads into the rest of the stream. But I think I'm going to take a quick break to go AFK, just put this away. I'm
just listening to Veil de Chem.
Yeah, I considered putting that in the intro music, but I decided against it. Ethan, is there anything you want to say before I go? I'll only be like a minute or two.
I think the last thing I want to say is I absolutely love how the Doctor went back in time to borrow £1 off of Donna's dad and get her the winning lottery ticket.
Yes, what a beautiful. Yeah, I just thought that was the way that was done was so nice.
Now we know now with the context of the 60th specials, we know how much Donna won.
We do. Where's that? Anyway, I'll be right back. 5 minutes tops.
All right. Oh, I'm alright, Libby. About to talk about the 60th specials.
Alright, I am back. Hello. I am back. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. No way. How long has he been waiting? Swim.
Hello.
Welcome back. Have you been waiting long?
No, I literally just joined.
Dude, perfect timing. I just got back for the break. So, we've basically done our review of the Series 4 specials, our ranking. Is there anything you want to say, just in general, before we move on? Because I know you weren't here for
The End of Time Part 2. The End of Time Part 2 is the best Doctor Who episode. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, why are you so positive about that one? Because it's definitely... I think Ethan and I both agreed that it was S tier. But you put it in, like, S with 5 pluses. It's, like, the perfect episode, you think?
Yes, like...
You just wouldn't change a thing.
Wilfred casually being the most goated companion.
I mean, is he wrong, guys? Like, Wilfred is the GOAT. I was saying to Ethan, I actually... I don't know why, because this never usually happens. But I actually, like, cried watching this. End of Time Part 2, I've not tried rewatching something this much, like, as long as I can remember. And it was all the scenes of, like, the Doctor and Wilf, because I think Wilf is not only, like, he's got, like, a big, adorable old man vibes, and he's also been, like, a really funny and wholesome character this whole time. He kind of reminds me of my dad. So I think maybe that's part of it, but, like, oh my god. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Wilf, there was the stuff with Wilf. The regeneration itself was, like, damn. It was sad.
Yeah. All right. Let me point out my criticism of it though, because I love, like, I still give it S tier, but it's like, what did I say that I didn't like about End of Time Part 2? I was a bit disappointed in the Vim Voce. It felt like they just kind of existed for plot convenience and kind of came in and out of the episode very like, oh okay. Like, I didn't even realize they had exited the story. I kept wondering when I first watched, like, when are they getting back? And I don't know. I felt there's not much explanation for why there's only 2 of them for this big ship, you know?
I liked the Master story in it as well. Cause, like,
I mean, yeah, they were not the central part of it, to be fair.
I find it interesting.
But yeah,
I find it interesting how in
I'm having a mint, by the way.
The Doctor, what was it called? The Doctor Falls. That was it. I find it interesting how that's like just after the end of time for him.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking forward to rewatching Series 10. I'm still gonna do them in order. I just don't know when. Okay, what do you think of Sorry, it is, yeah.
Personally, like, season 10 is probably my second favourite New Who season.
It's underrated as hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely though, the Doctor's fall into the Naismith mansion is just completely ridiculous. Like, there's no way he'd survive that without needing to regenerate. It's just plot armor.
True.
And also, Wilfred gets dropped off camera. It's like, what? Okay. He's just there now.
Yeah, it is a bit strange.
Also,
the fourth Doctor can't survive a fall from an electricity tower, but this motherfucker can fall through glass, land on hard-ass floor, and still live.
No broken bones.
Like, with battle scars, mind you, but, like, Jesus.
That's just from the glass cuts. It doesn't make any sense. Also, the Master's Beijing army looked 2D because the CGI in that one shot was crap. This episode is F tier, and you should be ashamed for not recognizing these minuscule flaws completely dragging down its ranking. Deadass, that's the only criticism I had this episode. The CGI was a bit wonky, even by their standards. I think the way the Vim Voce and the spaceship were integrating the story was a bit contrived at times, but...
Love and Monsters is F tier. It's got the 10th Doctor in it. Oh, that makes all the change. S tier.
Yeah, no, that's literally what Doctor Who fans are like, though. Like, holy shit. I cannot emphasize enough how fucking overrated the 10th Doctor is. Oh my god. Guys, he's so mid. Nah, I don't know if overrated is the right word, but, I grew up in a household who basically just became unenthusiastic about Doctor Who after End of Time Part 2. Especially my parents. Like, to a lesser extent, my brother Joe, my brother Sam, Satasha, but it's like, once Russell T left, they were all like, And now that Russell T's back, they're like
Oh.
kind of all over it again. But
Come on, Stephen Moffat isn't, Chris Chibnall levels of bad.
well, hindsight's a bitch, right? Because we didn't know how bad it would get with Chibnall yet. But it's like, yeah, it's, I don't know, like, just in general, everyone super highly rates this period of Doctor Who, but it's like, a lot of people just haven't even watched the rest. Which is fair enough, everyone has their preference, and maybe it's more popular for a reason, but it's like...
If I'm being honest,
Anyway.
Oh, Swim's internet just died apparently.
Oh crap. Okay.
If I'm being honest, the 11th hour, Stephen Moffat's first full-time showrunner episode, I think that's like of the entire Moffat run, it's probably my favorite episode.
It's honestly S tier. Like, I'd actually forgotten how good it was till I rewatched it a few years ago. Like, holy crap, this is... there's nothing I change. Like, it's perfect.
I'm kind of excited to rewatch the. I'm kind of excited to rewatch the Matt Smith era again.
Yeah. Ooh. I was like, I realized I had my browser screen share on the stream, and I was like about to click my download, so I was like, ooh, this is a bit of a gamble. This is dangerous because I put university stuff in here. Like, what are the odds I click on this and it like doxes me because it reveals like, something. I don't know. And I was like, fuck it. I just clicked downloads. That was a real gamble. Luckily, the only thing here is my dissertation proposal, which doesn't reveal anything.
Hello?
Except that I'm doing a dissertation,
Hello?
which is pretty standard. Hello, Swim. Sorry, were you saying something? We didn't hear anything.
No, I just lagged out.
Oh, hell. Anyway. Alright, boys, time is ticking. So let's do
this. I got this video and I recommended. It's a meme. This meme it's gonna be spoilers for the giggle, but it's pretty funny. Don't forget to click below.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that.
Also, since Shooting Gatwa is now the full-time Doctor now, we've now got him saying, "Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel."
Nice to see another one in the fold. Okay, so I need to make a series 4 tier list including the specials to download, so I'm going to do that. But while I'm doing that, why don't we talk about the 60th anniversary? Because if we look back at the thumbnail, I did put in the 60th anniversary special stuff, and now all three of them have aired, so we can kind of compare and contrast. Like,
You can review.
if there's nothing else you guys want to say about the series 4 specials, I'm ready to move on.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Alright.
In a few days, I'm probably gonna rewatch all three series 60th anniversary specials. Just get a full, all in one go.
That's a great idea. But yeah, Doctor Who 2023 onwards, we've got
It's
the
really
Star
confusing.
Beast, Wild Blue Yonder, and the Giggle.
It's really confusing how they're grouping this differently to the 2005 series. I mean, I know it makes sense.
Yeah, it's very easy
Yeah.
stuff.
Jesus Christ, that was loud.
Sorry, I don't know why. I didn't even know you could hear that. I'm just gonna mute this.
I was gonna say it's confusing how they group this differently to the 2005 series, but obviously it makes sense for the Disney Plus, era, because they have to accommodate for people outside of the UK who've never
You see how that's
watched
even
this.
on?
No,
Oh my god.
it's
Sorry.
just
Mute this
it's just the stuff from the Star Beast onward that's on Disney Plus, because that's all they have the rights to.
Yeah, it's a bit complicated. This is all that Disney Plus has, sadly. There's no legal way for a lot of people in different countries to watch Doctor Who, unfortunately, so they basically have to resort to piracy,
VPNs.
or just don't. Well, yeah, there is
Yeah,
that.
VPN.
There are American streaming services that host Doctor Who, but it's a bit all over the place.
Yeah, they need to fix that up. So
And
hopefully they do.
American stream services are like free.
Yeah. But anyway, so Starbeast, Wild Blue Yonder, Giggle. I'm not going to put them in a tier list because I don't even know if there is a tier list for this yet, and I'm not sure. I need to rewatch them, but I don't feel like rewatching them right now. Let's just search Doctor Who 60.
We'll just put the 14th Doctor because that usually works.
Yeah. But all right, let's put it this way,
Yeah,
guys. What is your
already-
ranking of the three specials?
I'd say
They progressively get better, like the the Giggle, then Wild Blue Yonder, and then the Star Beast.
Ooh.
Oh,
This
wait,
is
that's
like
like
all
this
the
season.
series ranked. Yay, Swim, I'll
Oh,
send this
I'll
one to you.
do that.
I bet you like this.
I'm just gonna
Collaboration.
cook this up quickly.
I might use it. I'm not going to make a series ranking yet because I want to actually rewatch everything. But this is good.
Because I've literally just finished it.
That's all of them
I need-
grouped together. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to rank the series once I've watched all of them. That does mean I have to watch Jodie Whittaker again, which I don't mind. But you know,
Honestly,
compared to
me
other
neither. I
series-
can face it. What is this? That's not Doctor 2. I don't think there is a tier list yet with.
They have a whole
Three.
tier list for the Ninth Doctor's Big Finish revival adventures.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways,
Oh yeah, there was something I was going to mention. Lady
Yeah.
Christina D'Souza actually has a Big Finish audio drama.
oh yeah, I heard. Okay, Swim's disappeared. I heard about that. Yeah, I actually did some research. I looked Christina D'Souza up on a Doctor Who wiki page because I was curious. Again with Sally Sparrow, because I did this for Sally Sparrow. I was like, man, they never got a return. They did. She did. She's in a bunch of them. She's met friggin' Jackie Tyler. There's loads.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
You know, it's funny that Jackie Tyler of all characters is one that's met so many people in the Whoniverse.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, okay, I don't know where Swim went, but yeah, you think they got better as they progressed?
Yeah,
think
the
I
Star
agree.
Beast the Star Beast was pretty good. It obviously returned to, you know, it kind of nostalgia bait. I mean, obviously, you know, it's great to have, you know, the classic cast back. There are definitely problems with the episode. We should probably point out. While Blue Yonder gets better, I'm glad While Blue Yonder is an episode that allows to focus on just the Doctor and Donna. And then finally we have the Giggle, which is by far the best of the three.
All right, I need to think about this actually because I want to pose the question of the day to you guys. Swim, you'll go.
Oh, what is the question? What is the question of the day?
Is Doctor Who back in quotation marks?
Can you define back?
No, you have to interpret it. Part of the question.
Well,
Text reads the reader and all that.
It actually depends for me, because Jodie can say
oh, your mic's cutting out.
Swim
Bro.
is dying. Oh man.
yeah, I have no clue what's up with my thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, because the Jodie Whittaker era is so controversial, I'm just gonna refer to Doctor Who being back as, you know, back from the end of the Capaldi era, as if that was the last episode, the last quote unquote good episode, because, you know, people just really don't like the Whittaker era. I mean, some people are fine with it, but the overwhelming majority just doesn't seem to enjoy it. So I
Yeah.
would say Doctor Who is back if we're looking at it from that perspective.
Okay. This reminds me of something I was telling my parents the other day, but before I do, Swim. Anything you want to say about the 60th specials, just generally? Thanks for your order. I just got an email from Domino's, because I made the order yesterday.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
Right, it's actually working. Yeah, I quite liked them. In terms of a rank, I'd say the Giggle, the Star Beast, and then Wild Blue Yonder.
Is that from best to worst, in your opinion, or?
That's
Yes.
the worst. Yeah.
So you would Wild Blue Yonder be C tier or A tier though? You know, or are they all S
I'll
tier?
probably put it in B.
Okay, so Wild Blue Yonder B, Star Beast.
I'd put the other two in S.
Okay, yeah. Interesting.
I put the Star Beast in mid-low A, the Wild Blue Yonder in high A, and then the Giggle in S.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I exactly feel about them yet, but they're good. I think I'm gonna say for now that they're all A tier, but that might change in future. I need to rewatch them, but I want to. If I ever rewatch them, it'll be after I've rewatched everything else because I don't feel like immediately rewatching them. I'm not that enthusiastic about it, which might not be to do with the show itself, but with me.
Maybe it'll be better. Maybe it'd be better if we watched all of, you know, from Matt Smith to the end of Jodie Whittaker and then watched the specials again.
Honestly, that actually makes perfect sense.
That's what I did.
Because for a lot of people watching this, they haven't watched since End of Time. So specifically watching everything from the 11th Hour to Power of the Doctor.
Power of the Doctor.
It's that's filling in the gap. and that's what a lot of people have probably missed out on. I feel bad for people who don't get the references, to be honest. And also, man, one tiny random little thing, but it's like there were so many cool references to everything, old and new, like even from Classic Who, in the Giggle. But it's like Trenzalore was the one thing no one mentioned, and it's like, man, the Doctor stayed in one place for 1,000 years, what he thought was the end of his life, and it's like, that's the thing you don't mention.
I'm so confused by this tier list, because there's like...
which one?
I know there's like the seasons one.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I didn't make it.
There's 4 ones for the 10th Doctor, which is like
right.
weird.
Let me figure this out.
Like the specials.
Okay. Am I screen sharing
the
right thing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, series. I'm just gonna add a tier for this. That's okay. That's not what I wanted to do. I'll just do this. I don't know. So, let me figure this out. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, specials. I know because when I was making the thumbnail, I found this image. Series 5, Series 6, Series 7 literally grew up these box sets.
There's
Series 7A, 7B.
I'm just going to get this as well.
I think this includes the 50th and Time of the Doctor. Series 8, Series 9, Series 10. You can tell because it's Bill. Series 11, 12.
No.
This is like the specials. And then Series 13 was so shit. It was all over the place. And then you got Series 14 is what I would call it. The specials, the 60th. So yeah, that's in order.
Flux is before this. I'm confused because
Doctor Who Flux is Series 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
was Flux not the last, or was it the other way around? I don't
Flux. Flux was a story arc set within Series 13.
Whatever. You got this mess. All right.
Let me make this tier list.
Anyway, yeah. I think what I wanted to say, right, is this notion of is Doctor Who back, Swim? Because I don't really get an answer from you about this, I don't think. But like, what do you think of is Doctor Who's back?
Compared to what we got from the 13th, absolutely. Compared to what we got, say, in like Capaldi's last season, I'd say it's probably just a little bit worse.
Interesting. Because here's the thing, right?
I love Capaldi's last season.
Yeah. I love what is being done with Doctor Who in this whole Whoniverse thing. I think it's long overdue. There was like a formal multimedia part of Doctor Who. Some people really think it's like cynical capitalist bullshit that Doctor Who that shouldn't be messed with Doctor Who, and I get that. But actually, it's like this has been a multimedia franchise for like half a century. Like it's on the level of Star Wars and Marvel, and I think it should get that kind of treatment.
Doctor Who has existed for a decade and a half longer than Star Wars.
Exactly. Now, I should be absolutely clear. What I don't want to see is for them to really go ham on needless spin-offs and sequels and really just dilute the quality. But like, look at how much there already is. I was rewatching Dreamland and the Infinite Quest. Recently. These are awesome. Imagine if there was a Doctor Who style, like Clone Wars style Doctor Who show. That's what Dreamland was kind of like a one-off. Believe me, you can tell it's made in a budget. The animation's like pretty questionable, but it's fun. Infinite Quest was probably better in terms of animation actually, because it was like 2D. I mean, it was. I like both these. They were just fun for the kids, but it's like there's so much more potential, and it's like even if we just boil it down to the big three: Sarah Jane, Torchwood, and the main show, like there's a lot to work with. Also,
is Class on here?
Class is on here, yeah. We can't possibly forget Doctor Who: The Bedtime Story, guys. Only the realist Giga Chad Sigma Alpha males have watched Doctor Who: The Bedtime Story, the ultimate spin. I actually did watch this and took me back.
I love that David Tennant is just willing to be associated with anything Doctor Who related.
Yeah, I just hope he's not under too much pressure to carry the franchise, because he really shouldn't have to. The charm of the franchise is its timelessness.
I mean, I do consider him to be the most popular Doctor of the revival Doctors, maybe even the entire series, with Tom Baker being his only like real competition.
Yeah. To be honest, I've been watching. like at first when I heard all the hype about Tom Baker, I wasn't sure if it was true, and then I started watching it, and it absolutely is true.
There's good reason. He is the guy. Look at him. He's here. He's representing the entire Classic Who here.
He is W.
He is the W.
Would you like a jelly, baby?
Yeah. But like,
also,
here's the thing. Sorry, go on. You first.
I think I was telling Ethan about this earlier personally, and this is a bit of a hot take. I think personally, the Davros incarnation in the 10th is actually the worst from like what I've seen so far.
Damn, that is a hot take. I
Because,
mean,
like in the 12th, I really liked how he was in the 12th because it shows how evil he was, and like his original appearance in Genesis of the Daleks is so good.
yeah, that was the first Classic Who story I ever watched.
Yeah, I'm
S
not
tier
one to
stuff.
say because I've not watched any Classic Who, so I've not one to say anything.
Oh,
I
mate.
watched Unearthly Child like 2 years ago.
I actually
And
haven't.
then-
I don't think I ever watched Unearthly Child.
Yeah,
I just
the
saw
annoying
like a
thing
clip
is it's
too.
not even on the iPlayer though.
Yeah, because of all this stupid drama stuff, bullshit. I don't know.
With the rights.
Yeah.
God,
only
Yeah,
one thing-
it's a damn
The
shame.
only way you're gonna be able to find it is on YouTube. It's all 4 parts of the Unearthly Child are on YouTube, and you can buy them right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right, Matt, I have made my tier list.
I've made my tier list as well.
Thank you. Lovely. Yeah.
Just need to download it.
I just wanted to say, Doctor Who, right now, with this 2023 stuff, like, the episodes on their own are fine, but I don't think Doctor Who is back in the way that some people might presume it to be, because what I'm a bit worried about is that they're just kind of relying now on the success of the Tennant run to keep the show alive. Because there was a very real possibility, I read this in the news article, there was a very real possibility of Doctor Who just being cancelled after Chibnall was leaving, because apparently he'd thrown bones to everybody he knew and no one wanted to run the show. So which is part of why Russell T came back. But, you know, there's a lot of charm and wit, and it's good, but there is continuity with the Chibnall era, and it definitely feels like, you know, like, the production's really good now, but it's a bit, you know, with the Disney budget, some people are concerned about, you know, them just kind of shelling out to keep it alive. Like, now they've got, you know, Tennant as a kind of crutch for the show, and, you know, it's all very, I don't know, fan-servicey, but Doctor Who's always been a bit fan-servicey. I mean, we've only had 3 episodes. You've got to think about that. We've only had 3 episodes, but it's like, I definitely think we've kind of recovered from the abysmal writing of the Chibnall era, but I feel like it's too early, because again, it's only 3 episodes. I feel like it's too early to say if we really are anywhere near the form of the older stuff. Thank you, I'll look at that in a minute. Because the thing is, rewatching the original Russell T Davies era now, I'm realizing why it's looked on so favorably and why it's so special. It's genuinely some of the best television ever produced. Like, it had all the right things in the right place, and it wasn't perfect, but holy god damn, it is up there. Specifically that era. The Moffat stuff is great and I love it, but I need to rewatch it and look at it critically, because
I've got a bit of a hot take.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the Moffat stuff is better than Russell T Davies.
I wouldn't say that's a hot take. There are definitely plenty of people who do prefer Moffat over Russell T Davies, and Moffat does have his strengths. I will not deny.
I think Moffat was just consistently better. Like, for example, with with Russell T Davies, you had stuff like season 3. But with like Moffat, I don't think there was a season that was like, excluding maybe season 6. I don't think there was one that was like really like not great.
Well, I strongly disagree with your season 3 take anyway, but sure.
I mean, season 3 isn't bad. I just don't care about it.
The thing I want to say is that, like, I think the thing is, I don't think you can recapture the absolute magic of, because, like, I'm no disrespect to the Moffat era, because me personally, I don't have a preference, but it's like,
there was a reason why there was this massive popularity spike for Doctor Who in the late 2000s that gradually declined in the 2010s. It's like they had this like a perfect mixture of elements for creating TV and all the right talent, and also just this freshness since Doctor Who had come back from like a long hiatus. They got to basically reinvent the show. And right now, like, I don't think there's as clear a precedent or a direction for them to take it in. Like, they don't have a list of things to bring back now. It's like, you know, we got the Daleks and the Cybermen, the Master and all that in the Tennant era. So maybe it's a bit more of a struggle. I really hate to say this, but I also think there's some concerns about political correctness. Like, I know there's an absolute mob of far-right morons going way too hard on the Doctor Who is woke stuff, but I can't deny that there's an element of political correctness which is just interfering with the experience, especially in the Star Beast, which is a shame because I actually really like Rose, and I want to see more of her.
What was that with her again? I forgot.
Just some of the lines in that last scene, like, you know, Donna dismissing the Doctor's opinion because he's a male-presenting Time Lord. Apparently, they can solve the meta crisis because they can just let it go because they're women. It's like, what the fuck? It's just insulting. And also, there's just some clunky dialogue. Like, how you can't assume the aliens' pronouns. Like, really? I mean, it's not bad, but it's like, it's clunky. It's obvious. And also, there was the whole Davros thing, which was just mind-numbing. Like, what the... Like... It just, there's no reason. It's like Russell T talking about this, like, Davros is a wheelchair user is not only just not true, because no one's ever really interpreted it that way. It's like creating a problem where there is none for popularity points, and I don't like it.
It is true.
It's not. It's not at all. Like, even if you were to call that a wheelchair, in no way does that... Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Genesis. It's like the whole notion that like we can't possibly have Davros be in a wheelchair because it will make children think that all wheelchair users are evil is so outlandish. It's just laughable, and it's like why did Russell T drink the Kool-Aid, bro? He's so based. Like the dude has brought back Doctor Who twice and created some of the absolute best television drama ever. Like what is with this weird, politically correct, unnecessary crap? I don't know. It's annoying because it is getting in the way of the show.
My honest reaction to those people that say Doctor Who is woke is that Mr. Incredible meme. Shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up.
It's like, I really don't like the term woke. I think it's a bit of a misappropriation of a more complicated thing. It's just a cringy word. But it's like, even if the show is woke, which it always has been, kind of, maybe not that woke, but that's not a bad thing. I actually really like that they've at least tried to have some queer representation, although I know for a fact that a lot of transgender Whovians are kind of mixed on it because of how it was handled. You know, and also loads of wheelchair users were absolutely slamming Russell T on Twitter for, you know, his this is our lens, with Davros. It's just like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's not going to stick around. The fandom won't allow it. Also, I gotta say, from a writing point of view, there are a couple of things which, like, I'm not too keen on. Like, why is Gravity Mavity? Is that ever gonna be fixed? Like, what was the point of that?
No, I really
thought
don't
it was gonna be a
why
big part of the giggle.
I really don't understand the inclusion of, Isaac Newton and the change from Gravity to Mavity in Wild Blue Yonder. That just seems kind of pointless.
Exactly. Like, it has to be something that's set up long term. Because, like, what's the point?
The only thing I can think of is that I know for a fact that there was one time where the 12th Doctor said Mavity just randomly, and it didn't mean anything. I guess that's what they're pulling from.
What? 12th Doctor said Mavity? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure. Hang on. I swear I saw a clip somewhere a few days ago.
I thought that was an edit. Wait, I remember now. I saw that. I thought that was a meme. Is that real? I need to rewatch.
I don't know.
That's weird, man. I thought that was a meme. But okay. Weird. But I don't know. I feel like these episodes are generally very good. It's just like, I don't quite know what to expect
from the future of Who. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good, but it's going to be different. I don't think the show's ever going to go back to having the same charm it did in the late 2000s, because it can't. I feel like it has to be something new. It has to keep evolving and going forward. That's how Doctor Who works. It's the way it has been. It's ironic. You can't turn back time. So, is Doctor Who back? Kind of. I think it's back up to a decent standard of quality, but I don't think it's ever going to be back to, like, the unique, one-of-a-kind television it was back in the day. But that doesn't mean it can't still be phenomenal. But yeah, honestly, like, I've not actually felt hyped for the 60th specials that much. And, I don't know why, because, like, it's really exciting, but it's like, my heart's not in it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's the same, and I don't know if that's just because I'm nostalgic, and it's like, I just consider the Doctor Who I knew complete, or what, but I don't know. Like, there was also, I don't know, spoilers, by the way, major spoilers, but we've all seen the giggle, right? Like, obviously we have.
Yeah.
So, By Generation, prime example, okay. Looking at it objectively, By Generation is some contrived magical bullshit that was never foreshadowed or hinted at or explained in the slightest. But I really like the concept. I really think it's a really interesting and fun concept, and I'm hoping that they elaborate on it or something, and they develop that, because I don't want it to be retconned out. I want it to be justified, but it's not.
I mean, these specials are part of series 14 officially, so I'm pretty. There's most definitely going to be some explanation as to the By Generation.
Well, speaking of retconning, they did it again in the 40.
What did they do?
They for one, they retconned the fact that the Doctor shouldn't remember Clara. And they retconned the fact that Bill didn't actually die.
Oh yeah, people have been speculating that. I don't think the Bill thing was a retcon. I always understood it that, like...
No, it is, because the Doctor knows she's not dead, because twice upon a time.
Honestly, I don't know. Timey-wimey. I need to rewatch it.
Oh,
but
you've not made this tier list yet.
So... Yeah, sorry, no, I got totally sidetracked. So I'm just looking... Sorry. I'm looking at the tier list in collaboration right now. So Ethan's done the smart thing that I should be doing and just get the series ranked like that. Which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You actually put the specials in meh. But,
like, I'm not only ranking these series on their own, but, like, just compared to the other series that I've watched.
Yeah.
But compared to the other series I've watched, these ones were just kind of like, meh.
We got Swims.
I just want to clarify
even series 3, which is I consider to be the weakest of the Russell T Davies era, is like, even then it had some enjoyable episodes. I mean, the Next Doctor in the series 4 specials, that was enjoyable, but like 1 out of 5 is just like,
Yeah, I don't know if the Next Doctor really is one of the specials, but I counted it because I just didn't.
It is one of the specials. It's
because Christmas special anyway.
Yeah, I just want to clarify with my series tier list. I left so the specials go on to season 4.
All right.
And stuff
All right.
Swim, one day I'm gonna catch up with you in like a year, you know, and I'll have a lot more to say. But yeah, this seems totally fair.
Except the season 3 one, you don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's not like you dislike it, like, but whatever. That's cool. Like, if we all agree with each other, this would be really boring. Like, I don't know if I would have put. I don't know. That's 7A up top, isn't it?
I did put series 1 above that series.
That's the whole of series 7.
Oh, okay,
I did put series 1 above series 2. I put series 1 above series 2 because while I do prefer David Tennant as the Doctor, Christopher Eccleston's limited time as the Doctor does really shine here, and the lowest lows of series 2 do outbeat the lowest lows of series 1.
I agree. I think series 1 is way better than 2. Like, it's not close, but yeah.
I prefer 2 to 1.
I just wish we got more of the 9th Doctor.
Yeah, same. We got Big
I
Finish
did think
audios.
that, and then
I guess.
when I finished the
Right, I'm gonna make
12th
this now.
and yeah, I did think that, but then when I finished the 10th, I realised it's probably for the better that he didn't stay for longer.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say
What,
better,
for
but I do
like
enjoy that
Series
we
5?
got.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Do you mean
I
it's a good thing Eccleston did stay longer? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, right. What? Because
Like, I
Eccleston in
love
Series
Eccleston.
2 would have been...
Well, yeah, we love Eccleston. We are Eccleston stands here.
Yeah.
Actually, I did not save my tier list. I'm just finding it here.
Eccleston's just
Combine
underrated
everything.
nowadays.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're never gonna get more Ninth Doctor.
Yeah, because he doesn't work.
I
We're
can
never
live
gonna
with
get any
that.
more 12th No, we're never gonna get the 12th Doctor again either.
I think it's
Oh,
fitting,
yeah.
honestly. I like it. Like,
I think-
there's a permanence. to,
Them having their
Bill.
time as the Doctor, like, that's totally fair.
It's a shame, because I would... Capaldi, I would really want to see come back for a multi-Doctor special, just because he hasn't,
Yeah.
had much of that. But, you know,
I would
it's
say
his choice.
Capaldi. Even though I've researched Capaldi's history with Doctor Who, I would definitely say he is like the Doctor.
Yeah. Because, like, bro was literally, like, the president of the Doctor Appreciation Society.
Yeah, he's been there since the literal beginning.
Pretty much.
Also that I encountered this like a week ago. This funny little video.
Oh, Iceless, don't come as Tennant ever again.
Ever again.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, him just being a bit of a savage. Gosh, it was
He's
so
got
nice to
that-
see him
he's still
interacting
got
with the
that witty
fandom.
humor.
Yeah, man. Right. I'm gonna make... Because I said I'd do this, and I've kept putting it off because I can only do one thing at a time. Why can't I multitask more? I'm making an overall
who's
10th
really
Doctor
done it.
tier list. Unfortunately, this won't include Series 1, but I think I'll do a Series tier list like Ethan's when I've done all 10. For now, I'm just looking at 10th Doctor stuff.
I'm not
So
gonna
that's just how it's
bother.
formatted.
You know, I'm not
No,
gonna
yeah,
bother
I'm still-
making.
oh.
I'm not gonna bother making a tier list of like every episode ever because it's just gonna get too clunky.
It would. I think
I'm-
doing the series
I'm-
is enough. You could combine them. Yeah, I might just type mine out if I really wanted to do something like huge. I might do that. My top 10 Doctor Who episodes ever, like when I've rewatched up to Series 10. Because it will only be from that era, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Honestly, now that... I also didn't mention, but they do literally have all of Classic Who on here as well. 63 to
Yeah.
96.
Oh,
Well,
I
not-
might
not-
actually rewatch
no,
all of this
they
at
don't-
some point.
They don't have all of it, just what's available in the
Close
archives.
enough.
yeah. Thing
Close
is, what I
enough.
did with it was, like, for the first, second, and third Doctor, I did skip quite a lot.
Hey,
because
5 Doctors. I've seen this one.
Because, for example, with the first Doctor, he is, like, I know he was the original, but he is so incredibly dull. And, like,
I think that's his character. He's meant to, he's meant to be dull. He's not like the Doctor we know today, where he's like
what
yeah.
what annoys me with him as well is from the episodes I did watch, he doesn't even feel like the main character. Like, I'd say the companions, like, they...
Sorry.
To be fair, this was a show back in the '60s, so the mindset of making a show like this was probably very different.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
have you guys considered that this was made 60 years ago by an entirely
Yes.
different generation for an entirely different audience?
Yes.
Yeah.
However, Patrick Troughton is goated. He is so good.
Yeah. See, that's how you know
Like,
Swim's
I'm
not
gonna-
just dismissing it because it's like meh, old show. No, he's actually looking at this with a critical eye. Troughton brought something
Like,
to the
you know
show,
what?
man.
I told Ethan about this yesterday. Troughton is
I don't know
David
if I
Tennant's
agree,
favourite Doctor.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know,
Really? I
whenever-
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Whenever I get
Interesting.
to Classic Who, you might be surprised by this, but whenever I get to Classic Who, I don't know when I will. I really want to get to Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor,
I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting to him.
because from what I've seen, the
Yeah.
clips on YouTube, I kind of like Sylvester McCoy's Doctor.
I have not watched enough of him. To be honest, I've already dipped in and out of Classic Who out of chronological order. Like, I don't think it's like New Who, where you need to watch it all in chronological order, because it was not structured the same. It didn't really have big story arcs like that.
Yeah.
But because
I
I've already
wouldn't expect
started on
you
that, I'm probably just going to jump around it. I don't know if I'll ever watch all of it, but yeah.
Yeah, like, with the first
Respect for you
Doctor, I
going
only
through the
really
whole thing, though.
Yeah, I didn't go through all of it. Because, like, with the first Doctor, for example, I only watched, like, the first Dalek episode of the 10th Planet.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good. That's all you need. I watched a clip from the original Toymaker episode lately. Doctor Who channel put it out.
I may go back and watch some of Patrick Charlton because, like, for example, with the War Games, I wanted to watch all of it, but it is 10 episodes long.
Oh, mate. I got through Trial of a Time Lord when I was younger. It's even worse. I actually should watch the War Games. That's one that's interested me. But God, Trial of a Time Lord is so ass.
Is that just how 60s and 70s TV shows were? They split up episodes into multiple, chapters.
It was for
I don't
Doctor
know, because
Who.
they stuck with it for the whole of Classic Who.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a built diff.
Like, Patrick Charlton's Regeneration is weird, but I actually really like it.
Forced regeneration and exiled to Earth.
Real. Honestly, that story was great. What a great way to shake up the status quo, And also, accommodate the budget, having 3 be like stuck on Earth for most of his run. He did have some alien planet like adventures. But...
Yeah, that's the I liked the Third Doctor personally, but the only problem I had was it got a bit boring because he was just stuck on Earth the whole time.
Yeah, no. I imagine if we ever get a unit spin-off, it's going to be like that. But we
like those occasional stories that take place on Earth, but I don't know if we could take a series where every story was on Earth.
Nah, I agree. I want more off-world stories, to be honest, especially now with Ncuti's Doctor kind of doing his own thing.
I suspect that maybe one of the reasons why they chose to exile the Doctor to Earth was to, kind of maybe save budget, because Earth stories are much easier to do than stories in outer space.
No, I can confirm that is exactly why.
Especially during those days, during the 70s when the technology is kind of limited.
Yeah, but for example, in my opinion, the Third Doctor was like the 3 Doctors. That's it. That was like a really good episode.
Yeah, I've only seen clips, but that one's fun because the actors were really into it. Even Hartnell, he was brilliant in that one.
He was barely in it.
Exactly, but like the bit he was in was like still pretty impactful and true to the character.
But like the dynamic between Troughton and Pertwee was so good.
I can see you've been doing the TARDIS alphabet. I don't like it.
And also Patrick Troughton gets bonus points in that episode for literally inventing the "Would you like a jelly baby?" scene.
Oh my god, that was the episode.
Yeah,
Dude.
it was the 3 Doctors.
My respect for Troughton is increasing with every passing second.
Like, maybe the Third Doctor kept that in his subconscious, and then that just became a trait when he regenerated.
Yeah, he just remembered it. Because in regeneration, your mind gets scrambled, and it's like the random things from your subconscious pop back up.
Because it was actually in watching the 3 Doctors that made me prefer Troughton, because when I was first watching the Third Doctor, I was thinking maybe I prefer him.
I didn't include this.
Oh yeah, I told Swim this. The second Doctor had a companion called Jamie, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and in Tooth and Claw Series 2, when the Doctor has to put on a fake Scottish accent, he uses the name James McCrimmon.
Interesting. Hang on. Did I never rank the Christmas Invasion? Because I can't find it on any of my tier lists.
It would have been on season 1.
It would have been on series 1, yeah, because that's how you rank the series, the Christmas specials.
I'm trying to find it. Bloodwind. Where is Christmas Invasion?
What is bro waffling about?
Dead. Okay. I need to go back to the stream because it's. I think I accidentally didn't save it or something.
Yeah, we're on season 1.
It must be. Yeah.
So the question: are we gonna do one, like, this type of stream for 11th and 12th Doctor?
That's a good question. This is. Oh my god! It's already 8 o'clock. Where's the time gone? The thing is, and I wanted to make a statement about this at the end, but the thing is, I still do want to rewatch up to series 10 and rank all of those, but I don't know. I don't know if I've got the time to keep doing it at this pace. So I think I'm just gonna kind of postpone that indefinitely. I don't know. I do want to do it, but like, I don't expect it soon because I was barely able to squeeze in this one on time. I rewatched End of Time Part 2 today. I just, yeah, unfortunately, that's just, it's gonna have to wait.
Yeah, I'm kind of lucky because aside from the first few episodes of Series 9, I've never seen Series 9 and 10.
Oh, you need to watch them, bro.
Yeah.
I will watch them in order. I will get to them eventually.
It was on a separate list because it was a 10th Doctor episode. That's why I couldn't put them on the same list. Of course, I keep forgetting.
Okay.
Because it was a 10th Doctor episode, I couldn't put it on the list. I put it in good, which seems fair. I can't remember exactly.
No.
That's good.
I can't remember what I said. But, yeah, I mean, it's... Christmas Invasion is...
So I've watched some Series 10 clips. I think the ones I remember the most are the ones from the episode with the cringiest named
Who
enemies.
are you? I don't know.
I demand to know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he goes on the
great.
whole ramble, you know, quoting the Lion King.
On the
Oh,
day
yeah.
you arrive on this planet.
There's more to see than can ever be seen. More to do than... Hold on.
That's the Lion King.
Sorry, that's the Lion King.
Yeah, no,
But
that's
the
that
point
scene
still
was excellent.
stands. Leave them alone.
Actually, I can find in my notes
Come
because
and
I am
tell
wondering
me,
what did I say about Christmas Invasion? Like, I don't have strong feelings about it,
Oh, I love that
but
episode personally.
I have more emotional attachment to anything related to Series 2
Bruh.
more than anything.
I said nothing. All I did was episode 14, the Christmas Invasion, 9 out of 10. Series 2, like what? I think I ran out of time. This is the thing. I ran out of time to write notes on it, so I just improvised during the stream. I'd have to go back and watch what I said. So this is the thing. I've loved doing this, but like, it's so time consuming and I just can't keep it up because I'm a busy man. I hate to be guy making excuses, but like, the proof is there. Now, Christmas Invasion... Maybe I need to rewatch it again. I don't know. Like, I remember it feeling a bit wonky all over the place with the kind of pacing and direction of the story. Like, it doesn't really get started until quite late in. But, you know, it had some really great acting from Tennant. We get to see kind of like Rose quite challenged. I don't know. I'm going to leave it in good, all right? The proof is that I put it in good. I'm sure there was a reason. But what is better...
Source, I made it up.
For real. On God. Deadass. My man.
My opinions are my own, my sources are made up.
Didn't I send you my full, like...
My sources that I made it
the other day, Matt?
You did, yes. I replied to it in chat. Just scroll up, it's there.
No, I think I'm talking about, like... I don't think I put it in this one.
What is blood waffling about?
Oh yeah, this is just the season 4 one.
Oh, go on. If you got something else, just send it.
I was talking about the proper special one. I think I put it in DMs.
But yeah.
Let me
Yeah, so this is what it
There
did.
it
So...
is.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure. So I finally... This took longer than it should have. But yeah, my actual... That's not the waters of Mars. That's a very dry looking waters of Mars. Funny I went from a sand planet to not a water planet exactly, but... Okay. But guys, that is my overall 10th Doctor tier list.
Pop mine in chat.
That's the entire thing. There we go. Alright, I'm going to close that and just put it in chat, yeah. Here we go.
You put 42 worse than Love and Monsters.
Apparently. Let me go back and look.
Damn.
Wait, did I make a mistake?
Bro does not like 42.
Onga. Says the guy who doesn't like Series 3. But yes, apparently. Did I get that wrong?
I mean,
Oh, no. It's not in order. It's not. You guys, I'm not doing the thing where it's in order. They're both in D tier. They're equal.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that 42's worse than Love and Monsters. It probably should be the other way around. But, yeah, no, these are just in chronological order. I don't know how I would order them, because that would lead to some very tough choices.
By the way. So.
Bloodwind is past 42 years old.
Yeah.
Mine is in order, just so you know.
But look at how top-heavy it is. I think that tells you all you need to know about this period of Doctor Who. I love that D tier is empty on your Swim. I have so much respect for that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, excellent stuff.
Like the screenshot.
Oh. You know what? Don't worry about that, because I'm going to end the stream now. Basically, nobody watched this, which is honestly fine. Like, we just had a good old time.
It's the same reason I just do YouTube, even if no one watches. I do it because it's what I enjoy.
Just got to hang out with friends. And it's not like recording this is really an issue, because none of us... There's nothing we wouldn't want recorded.
My YouTube channel is what enabled me to meet you.
Exactly. You know,
Well,
there might be people watching
afterwards.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up now though, because we are all done.
Swim.
So
we need to meet up in real life, Swim.
True.
That would be something.
And before
anything you boys want to say before we finish? Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, Swim. Before we even meet up, I need to see your face so I know what I'm.
Yeah, I need to do one soon.
Face reveal. I'm not too fussed, to be honest. You do you.
I'm not gonna say it on stream because obviously you don't want that personal info revealed. But
you found out my name before.
I found out your real name.
I want your full legal name, address, IP address.
Just his first and last name.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, well I mean close enough, right? Yeah. But yeah,
if I can
sure,
find the
maybe.
I'll send it to you.
No, because it was on your dead account, remember?
Oh, it was.
That's a problem. Swim should be able to find it though. I can still access my DMs with Ethan's dead account. Like it's still there. I just have to scroll down and look for deleted user.
Rest in peace with that account.
Deleted user. I fucking hate that.
I don't think. Oh yeah, no. I found you're green now for some reason.
When user gets deleted, it just reverts their profile picture back to what the default one was.
I know, but it was yellow before, and it's still yellow in like the chat, but it's green now. Look at this shit.
Wait.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
Bit strange, isn't it?
Oh. Wait, hang on.
For me?
No, hang on. No, Swim. It doesn't matter if it was on my dead PlayStation account. I sent the image in our DMs. I don't know if it was our old or new ones.
It was the old one.
Okay, find it and then send.
Weird.
If you want, you can send it to me.
Wait. Bro, where is this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why is it green and then yours is yellow?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, guys, that is all. I don't think anyone's watching, but I'm just gonna say it for the hell of it because consistency. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell, share with your friends. All the support's very much appreciated. Check the links in the description. Today's charity shout out goes to B Conservancy. Didn't even mention them, didn't even talk about them. Who are they? What are they about? You have to find out for yourself. I just realized that the QOTD. Oh no. No, I did have the Q. Yeah, no, never mind. I'm good. I thought I forgot to do the QOTD. I was so confused.
What was the QOTD?
Is Doctor Who back? I mean, no one won that other than you guys. You already got the win, so.
It's one of those open-ended questions. Man, I remember the very old QOTDs you used to do. They were more like trivia questions.
It was like relying on knowledge. I much prefer doing this open-ended debate stuff. It's much more authentically me. But anyways, yeah. Doctor Who, very exciting. I don't think the 60th stuff is as enjoyable to me personally as the old stuff. I don't think Doctor Who's back. I don't think it's ever going to be back in that way because it always has to go forward and evolve and change to something new. But that doesn't mean it's bad. I think the new stuff is definitely recovering from the Chibnall era. I'm very excited for Shutagawa's series. Maybe it'll be terrible, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Even if it's never reaching quite that peak of television again, it can still be something phenomenal. And yeah, I am going to rewatch and do streams like this for everything up to Series 10 eventually, maybe even Series 13 with Flux. But I'm busy. I don't know when that's going to be. I will find the time whenever I can.
In a few years, boys.
Yeah, in like a year or two. It won't be that long a time frame, but like it's going to be a while. I'm going to take a bit of a break from this. Yeah, just, 60 years of Doctor Who, still going strong, kind of, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Even if the show's not running, it's staying
It's
strong
had
as
its
a
ups and downs.
cultural phenomenon. Like, it went on hiatus for, 16 years. Like, we're good.
Yeah, we can
We'll survive.
deal with. If the show gets cancelled again, it'll get revived again.
I just remembered there was something I was going to say earlier that was, like, super, meta and philosophical. I was saying to my mum and dad the other day, I've noticed this recurring pattern. The time frames are different, but the pattern's the same. With multimedia franchises and fandoms, what always seems to happen is that when something begins, it'll have this golden age that'll be followed by a kind of silver age where it's kind of like, some people love it and some people hate it. And then eventually along will come something that is just so universally hated and so abysmal in terms of writing, it'll drag the whole franchise into the ground until, something comes and revives it or improves it along the way.
True.
With Doctor Who,
I'm gonna-
that golden age was, the Russell T era. With Star Wars, it was the original trilogy. With Five Nights at Freddy's, it was the original 4 games. This Silver Age thing is like the Moffat era, the prequel trilogy, very controversial.
Sister
The,
Location.
Sister Location,
Into
Ultimate Custom Night.
UCN.
And then, the universally hated part of it is, of course, the Chibnall era, the sequels, and Security Breach. But what has followed is the 60th anniversary special, the Disney TV shows, which have been hit and miss, and some of them are really good, like The Mandalorian. Still waiting on something with FNAF, but, it is what it is.
How
Time
would-
frames are
No,
different.
How
Ruin's good. Ruin's good.
Help Wanted comes out in 4 days.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Help Wanted 2, yeah.
Not still.
Not that any of us can play it.
No, well.
I do not
well,
give a shit.
you hang on, wait, is it not?
But
is it
I'm
not
just
coming to
saying, there's a
PS4?
pattern. There's a pattern. Life cycles, guys. It's how... Because I don't think something can run on for decades without burning out or losing itself along the way. It's like you can't expect something to be perfectly consistent. Which is why I'm really disappointed in, like fans of Star Wars and Spider-Man and, Marvel stuff. Because it's like they expect, high quality after decades of, everything having been done before. And it's like...
Yeah, true.
Maybe just nothing, like a break, would be good for a while. It worked for Doctor Who. And it, kind of worked for Star Wars, is all I'm saying.
What confused me with Doctor Who is they released that movie, really randomly.
It wasn't even
That-
the BBC, it was American production, I think.
It
They
wasn't.
licensed
It wasn't.
out.
That was a weird era. That movie was supposed to be. It was planned to be a pilot episode for a new series, but that just got canned. So the movie just ended up being its standalone own thing.
Yeah.
I liked how they brought the eighth Doctor back for that one mini episode in
The Eighth
Series
Doctor's
7.
Doctor's just an anomaly among the Doctors because he's kind of the bridge between classic and new. Because I do consider him a classic Doctor, but he keeps appearing here and there throughout New Who.
And this is the other
I'd say
thing, he's had loads of time in, audio dramas. But a lot of people like me haven't even listened to those. I don't even know where to find them. I've never bothered.
For me, with the Eighth Doctor,
Interesting.
I'd say he's classic, and you're gonna find my reason very weird because of the way he dresses.
I don't do robes.
His dressing's more like the classic Doctor, but then when I think about it, his TARDIS kind of transitions
God.
into something new. So
His clothes do. Yeah, I definitely notice there's a distinct style between classic Who clothing and then new Who clothing.
yeah,
Um,
classic Who clothing looks like something you'd find in the 19th century.
Guys,
Yeah.
Except maybe for Tom Baker.
I just noticed there's been 5 different people in chat for the last couple hours, but my chat does this thing where it freezes and it doesn't update, and I did not notice until just now.
Oh.
DJ was here, Livy was here, Golden Freddy, General Grievous. I'm so sorry, I literally did not see you because YouTube chat does not function. I have to manually refresh it like every now and again because it just stops
Albert,
working.
everyone. Albert.
Oh yeah.
I actually did not see any of you. What the hell?
I don't know if YouTube is just sentient, but it fucking knows what I'm watching on Netflix, BBC iPlayer, and Disney Plus. Because
Exactly.
anything I watch on those platforms, it automatically gets recommended in my YouTube. I
It
don't
does it
know
on
why.
Google as well.
Your
Google's
data
more,
is a product.
Google makes more Google makes more sense because Google is linked to YouTube. But like,
No, Google is worse because it actually listens to what you're talking about.
It's the algorithms, bro. The algorithms are
That's not even a
detecting
lie.
your
Like,
searches and what
okay.
you've watched and linking web pages.
For example, once my dad was talking about having a hangover. A few minutes later, he got a notification from Google saying, hangover cures.
Okay, I've actually had stuff like this. Sometimes I just think like they're listening. Because like how else do you explain that?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like there's no proof. I don't know, it's weird. And also like there's been mass surveillance projects done by like the American government that have been uncovered. But like were cancelled because they simply were like too expensive and inefficient to do. Not for any moral reasons. Like it's... So I don't know how that would even be possible, but it's weird. Right.
Yeah.
I said I was gonna end the episode like 10 minutes ago. I'm actually gonna end the stream now. DJ and Livy, I will talk to personally about this to catch up. That is unfortunate. I don't think I think they've all left anyway. Listen, guys, you can go back on if you want to get in touch. Join the Discord. It's all in the description. Okay, everything's linked below. Why must my that's never happened in the 5 years I've been streaming. I've never had chat break on me and me not actually notice for like 3 hours. Okay. But yeah.
I shall go and watch Tom Baker after this.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the tier list. I'm gonna go post my tier lists anyway. Let me actually just make sure this is all fixed up. If
I
just
have
go
posted
pictures, everything. No, tier lists. Doctor Who. Here we go. This is DW Series 4. I've got all my tier lists. I'm gonna post these on the Discord, and I'm gonna come back to this eventually when I've got time. Just indefinitely. Now that, you know, the 60s minus Doctor is going to be quiet for a while anyway. And yeah, Series 5 is going to be great, honestly. Like, I don't feel like it now, but I know rewatching Series 5 is going to be a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I don't think I've got anything else to say. I'm going to stop trying this out. Thank you all so much for watching. And I actually do need to do, like, announcements and a vlog stream, because we're exactly at the point now where I said I'm done with college, basically for the year. I need to get on with the YouTube stuff. I've got 3 weeks to the end of the year. Time starts now. I'm actually
W.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, chat. Everyone, drink your water from the hydration section of the shops.
If you go to the hydration station, if you know what I'm referring to, you know.
I do know what you're referring to. Vigorous typing. Wait, is this stream over?